Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'll wait a little bit. Give my beautiful, lovely people a chance to come on in here. Good morning. Good morning. Gonna give it a few more minutes. Just a few more minutes. Good morning, Latanya. Good morning, CW. Hey, sis. Good morning, Smiley. It must have been meant for me to find your channel. Yes, baby. Yes. What's meant for us, nobody can prevent from happening. Yes, it was meant for you to find me, boo. What you mean? I am meant to be a part of your morning, baby. I am meant to do that. We need to be a part of each other's morning. Yes, absolutely. Much love and much respect, baby. Latanya, I believe. CW, don't you start now. Don't you start. Don't you start. That's my baby. CW, she got my back for real. Latanya, I believe you were one of the ones that was asking me to go live last night. Am I remembering correctly? Was that you, Latanya? I believe so. If not, please forgive me. Um, you wouldn't put it. Wait, you wouldn't put it up the other day. What is? I hate this dollar sign is in the way. I can't see that word. Oh, okay, but it came to me. I know that's right, boo. No, but I watched it. Okay. No, I'm talking about last night. Last night, I was over somebody else's house, and some stuff had jumped off, and a lot of my babes was over there, and they were like, "Sean B, go live. Like, let's go over to your house." You know what I mean? And it was just too late. I know, girl. Listen. It was just too late. It was too late for me to set it up. You know, my husband works two jobs. And even though he took yesterday off, he needed that rest and relaxation. And it was just too late for me to go set everything up and just get there. You know what I mean? Um, I was very disturbed by a lot of things that I saw last night. So that I witnessed, and so I wanted to go live, but it was just too late. Had I already had it scheduled, that would have been different, but I didn't. So I didn't. So how was everybody's weekend and what y'all been up to? Thank you, Latanya. Thank you. It ain't perfect. He ain't perfect, but he mine. Good morning, Philly. Good morning, love. Good morning. Did anybody do anything different this weekend since I've gone live anyway? How's y'all weather? Is it warming up where y'all are? Is it drying up? Y'all got anything special planned for Easter? Talk to me for a minute before we get started on this unfortunate story. You're gonna stick beside him. As long as God sees fit. Okay, that's the best way that I can put it. I gave my vows before God, so I made a promise to God first, and that's just keeping it real. And my God is so powerful that whenever He sees that something is not for me, He'll move it. He'll move it, right? Yes, baby. I got a husband. Yes, I do. And he my baby daddy. How about that? Ah, I did two doubles back to back this past weekend. Philly, you know what, girl? You are such a boss. I am so proud of your young self for getting out there and keeping it pushing, right? Because that's what's meant for you. And you going after it. So you do that. And don't ever let anybody stand in your way. Period. Yes, CW. Yes. Yes. See, that's that girl that be sitting up on the shelf that don't really talk like that. Well, every now and then I let her say a little something, something. And so, yeah. He's not only my husband, but that girl up on the shelf, she said, girl, that's your baby daddy too. So mm. Well, here in upstate New York, it's starting to get warmer. Um, so we've got a lot of fog, and at night that's really, really, really scary because the cul-de-sac that I live in, it's really heavily um, uh, heavily lined with street with trees. Oh, you're welcome, baby. Much love, much respect. Um, and so the fog mixed with these big pine trees um and whatever the rest of these trees are, the streets are very dark, and that darkness makes you have to turn on your high beams, and you don't want to be driving down a cul-de-sac. You're going around these turns and these swirls, and your high beams is shining into people's windows, and it's just it's a mess. At night, during the day, you get a little bit of reprieve depending on how dense the fog is. It's gonna be 48 where I am. Latanya said. Um, Here it's supposed to by the weekend. By the weekend, it's supposed to get to 60 or close to something like that. So I can't wait. I'm just tired of the cold. I really am. Just tired of the cold. It starts to get cold here. Let me see. It starts to get cold here around the end of October, if we're lucky. And then Nicole. Hey Nicole, how are you? Good morning. It's 38 degrees here, raining and a mess. Yes, Philly. Yes, baby. I ain't but a hop, skip, and a jump up the highway from you. I ain't far at all. I used to go to Erie. We go to Erie every year to get our fireworks. So we ain't far, babe, at all. I dare say we share the same weather conditions. Yes, yes, Latanya. Where are you, Latanya? What state? If everybody don't mind, I would like for you guys to I'm 3 hours from Erie. Okay. Can y'all tell me? Well, now I know where Philly is. Can y'all tell me where y'all are coming from? Just Minnesota. Okay, baby. The home of Prince, the royal one, the purple one. I loved him. Latanya, were you a Prince fan? Nicole said Alabama. I used to live in Auburn, Nicole. Auburn, Alabama. We moved there when I was 10, and we stayed there until I stayed there until I graduated from high school. Okay, Charlotte. Yeah. Your name Tamika? Well, I'm still gonna call you CW. A period. You know I am. Stop playing. Pretty Chris. Hey, Pretty Chris. How are you, boo? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, Latanya. I used to live in Auburn. Um, on right around the corner from the Coliseum. We literally could. I know that's right, baby. We literally could sit on the porch and listen to the AU games on a Saturday, the football games on a Saturday. That's how close. Like the railroad track is right up the street. And when we first moved down there, I would say to myself like, "Dang, hey Eb, good morning, baby." I would say, "Dang, like this little city must get a lot of business. A train go through here every hour on the hour." And come to find out, it was just passing through. Smiley, we do share the same weather. I'm in PA, Steel Town. All right, well, okay. Ebony is in Florida. I know that. You guys are so sweet. Thank y'all for sharing your morning with me. Can y'all hear me okay? My voice just hasn't woken up yet. I partied at Prince Club when I moved to. Prince had a club? Latanya, stop playing. I did not know Prince had a club. Oh my God. No. Yes, I'm by Miles College. I love being able to hear the bands participating in the games. Oh man, listen. Listen. When I went to Auburn High during football season, and we know how them Southern college towns are. When it's football season, oh man, listen, it's football. You eat, sleep, and breathe it. Football, right? And and in Auburn, high school football and college was the thing to do on a Friday or a Saturday. High school was Friday night football, and see this fog over here is getting dark. It's getting thicker and thicker. And on Saturday it was college, but and it was amazing to me because the high school football games were at night, and I loved it because up here they're during the day. And so that was all that I knew. But when we moved down there and I saw a night game, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This is where it's at. The older crowd, they were able to do what the older crowd do. It was just a different atmosphere being at night and the lights. And remember, I'm only 10. So it was something to me. It was really different. But then once I got in high school, I'm like, okay, okay, okay. It wasn't so wow to me anymore, but it was still amazing how that little town comes together, during that season and how they prepare for it all year. Good morning, Teresa. How are you? Yes, I love Prince. I loved him. I cried when he died. I really did. He was a genius. Prince was a musical genius. He was a perfectionist. And from what I've learned throughout the years of being his fan, that's one of the things that made him hard to get along with, is because he was such a perfectionist. And he was quite, he was, he struggled throughout his life due to the things that he went through as a child. It's quite unfortunate. Who saw the movie Purple Rain? And how many times did y'all see it? Stop playing with me. Let's go there. You met his sister? Okay, okay. All right. Did I miss anybody coming in? If I did, I'm sorry. I don't think I did. Okay. Charlotte said he had. Exactly. Wait, what? Okay. He was my all-time favorite. I had to sneak to listen to his music. I was born and raised in ATL. Southern Granny wasn't having it. No, that's right, boo. Well, luckily, several times, yes, multiple times, yes. I watched Purple Rain a million times. I'll watch it. Yes, I'll still watch that movie today. Yes, listen. I sure would. I absolutely would. Especially now that I'm an adult, because we comprehend things a lot different when we're adults. When I was a teenager and that movie came out, I was so busy looking at him that I didn't really take in everything else that was happening around the movie and the metaphoric things that were going on. I didn't even know at the time that the part about the parents in the movie was real. I didn't know that, except for what the father did. His father did not do that to himself in real life, but the DV and all of that was real. So yeah, I love that. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Purple Rain is one of my all-time favorites. Um, but before Prince, you know what? I can't even say before Prince, because this affinity that I have for these two people happened at the same time, and that's Michael Jackson and Prince. I just never. I was so glad when people came out and said that they were lying about Prince. I mean, about Michael Jackson. I was really, really happy about that, because no matter how bizarre people thought he was, Michael, that is, or how strange that they thought he was, I just would not accept that he was doing that to children. And then for all of them, for those two to come out, and those two or three celebrity boys to come out and say that they were lying, I was so good with that. I thought he was the cutest little man. All that was true. No unaliving, correct. Exactly. Exactly. It will always be MJ, Prince, and Patty. All right. All right, CW. My mom named my brother after the movie. My dad was a big fan. Macaulay Culkin stood up for MJ. Exactly, CW. Exactly. You know what I mean? But it was a few of them. Aaron Carter, and it was another one. Those were the celebrities that lied about him. And then those two boys. Yeah, baby, I get it. That's right. However you spell his name, I know that's right, right? Um, those other two boys who families pushed them out there to push that narrative and destroy that man's life the way that they did. Well, not his life, but his reputation. But his legacy was unmatched. Let me tell y'all something that I had to show my grandson, because I try to teach. I've got two grandsons, 10 and 5. And right now, they're thinking that rap is all there is, right? And if you were to ask my 3 children before my 14-year-old, they'll tell you, they'll name a 90s playlist for their favorite music, right? In fact, my son, the oldest one, you're right, Sean, those allegations destroyed him, and it was also, it was sad. It was, but those that were true fans of MJ never left. They never left his side. They never strayed. And I was one of them, damn it. I sure was. I didn't give a damn how high he was. I didn't let him say he about to perform and see what happened. Okay? So one day my daughter and my grandsons came over, and this was before my little princess was born. And my grandson was walking through the house. MJ and Patty were and are the best entertainers ever. I seen them both in concert. Amazing. I've never seen Patty. MJ I saw as a child. I never saw him as an adult. By the time I became an adult, he had stopped performing. But so my grandson's walking around the house, and I can, you know how they walk around the house and they just rapping stuff to themselves and things like that. And I said, son, come here, sit next to me. Let me show you something. I said, I just want to show you something right quick. And I said, you do know that there's more out there than rap. And he kind of looked at me. I said, name me a rapper that can enter the stage, and I'm talking about Coliseum size, and everybody in that mudder just loses their goddamn mind. Name me one. Name me one rapper that when they walk out on stage, enter the stage, however they do it, everybody, not just the chicks, okay? I'm talking about everybody lose their damn mind. Name me one rapper, and I give you all the money in my wallet right now. I will get my wallet out of my purse. His eyes got all big. I said, think about it. You got 15 minutes. Yes, I did. I gave him 15 minutes. I said, think about it. And he sat there and he sat there. Girls, listen, if I had saw a sweat bead, I swear I would have started laughing. He said, shut up, me over here thinking, okay. If y'all come up with one rapper, let me know that when they enter the stage, the Coliseum loses their goddamn mind. Everybody. And with that, Philly, name me one rapper that's got a fleet of ambulances outside with gurneys and all of that stuff at the ready. Let me know. Not police. I'm talking about emergency responders. Not the police. For other obvious reasons. I'm talking about medical staff. Okay? So my grandson's looking at me like, nah, for real. I said, okay, I can show you better than I could tell you. Went to YouTube, pulled up this concert. I know that's right, Philly. Get back to me, baby. I pulled up this concert, and I welcome y'all to do the same thing. It's the concert of MJ, and it starts with him standing there looking like a military soldier. Now, how he entered the stage is they popped him up out the floor, and he landed, and he just stood there. You would have thought it was a statue, because you couldn't even see this man breathing. And he just stood there. And that's when I realized that a minute is a long damn time. 5 minutes is an eternity. I mean, shit. You're just standing there. And everybody in the stadium is losing it. Oh, yes, he stood there for almost an hour. People were fainting. Exactly. Pulling their damn hair out. He just stood there and looked in one direction. And then he flicked his head the other way and looked in the other direction. And Lord have mercy, The wave of amazement just ooh, it just ooh. And I'm sitting there looking at this like, wow, this man is powerful. And then he slowly removed his sunglasses, his shades. Slowly. And Jesus was the only thing that could come in that room and change the trajectory of everybody's reactions, okay? I dare say. Like, somebody's mama could have walked out on that stage and it wouldn't have made a damn difference. That's how powerful Michael was. That's how powerful he was. I mean, he was just that amazing. He had grown men walking around dressed like him. Come on now. It had nothing to do with their sexuality. It had nothing to do with their lifestyle. Michael was just that influential. And so those will forever be my two favorites. Tupac was my favorite rapper at the time. Tupac was my favorite rapper alive, and now I don't have one. Because he's gone. I have a few that I respect, like Jada Kiss. You know, I respect him a lot. I respect his craft. Yeah, girl, Tupac was my husband. Absolutely. Y'all was all side pieces. I just want y'all to know that. No, I'm just playing. He was my husband that I was always waiting to come home. Like, dude, can you find your way back home, please? I know you don't know my address, but I promise if you reach out, I'll give it to you. Girl, I was so delusional. But yes, I adore Tupac just like that. I really did. I really did. So my uncle loved MJ. He watched all his concerts on tape and Moonwalk. Had my uncle in a chokehold. Did y'all know that MJ was taught that Moonwalk? He did not create it. And to love him is to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. If y'all know about the group Shalimar, Jeffrey Daniels from Shalimar taught MJ that Moonwalk because Jeffrey Daniels featured it on Soul Train when Soul Train was Soul Train, right? When Don Cornelius was still, yeah, right? And the way MJ told the story was, yeah, Latanya. The way MJ told the story was he was just watching Soul Train one day. And he saw that guy do the moonwalk. Yes. And well, Tupac was my baby daddy. Okay, so we can't start off on up that foot. I know that's right, baby. Yes. Okay, so I accepted the fact that Tupac was out there like that. And we're just gonna have to all agree to, have loved the time that we spent with our man when he was our man. Right. Okay. I love you, boo. And so MJ had his people get in touch with Soul Train, who got in touch with Jeffrey Daniels, because what a lot of people didn't know was there were all of those people that were always on the stage, they were featured dancers. They got paid to be up there. So part of Soul Train was a business. And so those people had contacts. And MJ's people contacted Soul Train, who contacted Jeffrey Daniels, and he invited Jeffrey Daniels to his home to teach him the moonwalk, and he did. MJ never meant to steal the Shy. Jeffrey Daniels didn't want it. So on Motown 25, the 25-year anniversary of Motown, Michael, of course, was the featured performer. And when he did that damn moonwalk, the room, and I'm talking about all of these starchy, prim and proper people, lost their damn mind. They had never seen such a thing. I lost my mind because Michael was doing it. Everything he did was beautiful to me, right? So that's just a little wake and bake on that. So let's get into this commentary, and y'all grab your tissues, okay? Because today's story is about a girl, a young lady. Yes, Latanya, MJ did that moonwalk. Yes, he did. Today's story is about a young lady who did what I am daring to say millions of us have done, right? And it's still going on today. It's just more wicked. It's just a little more wicked. When we did it, we got into a little trouble. You know what I mean? We made it back home, and for me, my aunt found out that I had lost my virginity and smoked my first cigarette. I did both of those in the same day. Yes, 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 bad girl. Yes, I was sick for the rest of the damn day. Anyway, what did she do? She met someone online and went to visit them. Well, Sean, who the hell are you talking about? She. Her name is Tana Titi Tolver. Beautiful, African American, or black, however you see it, young lady. While she did not live at home with either one of her parents, and there is no explanation as to why. There's none. I looked, I searched, I couldn't find any. I'm not saying it's not out there. I just couldn't find any. And actually, that's not even the important part to me. Why she wasn't living with her parents, that's just not the important part to me, unless it explains her decision making, right? But wherever she lived, her mother says she stayed in constant contact with her every day. She said actually they were becoming more and more friends, and closer and closer and closer, which I think is a beautiful thing because that meant that it was never too late. The father as well. The father said that, he could always put his finger on his daughter. He knew where she was. And the mother said that she always kept her location on. So even if it was a time of the day where they didn't talk, all she had to do was turn that app on, and she at least knew where her daughter was at. Now, I dare say that just tells you where the phone is, but I digress. And so Titi, I'll lovingly call her because that was her nickname, lived in California. And she was on an app, TikTok. She was on TikTok. And she had made a post. She had put like a thumbnail on her picture that says, I need friends. Yeah, she said, I need friends. And when I saw that, my heart broke for her. It broke for her. Because when we moved down south, I was a city girl. So my style was different. The way I talked was different, I dare say. Good morning, Maya. Good morning, Boo. Thank you for joining us. The way I talked was different. Everything about me was different. And there was a mean girl crew. This is once I made it to high school. They were such mean girls. But they thought that this city chick was gonna kiss their ass to be their friend, and they had me messed up. And then it was one of my first lessons that it was one of my first lessons on jealousy, because the girls didn't like me, and this is not blowing up my head. It's not. I promise y'all, it's a fact, and when I say it, many of you are going to be able to relate to it, one way or another. Either you were that mean girl, you witnessed what mean girls do, or you were a victim of the mean girls. That's just life. That's just how it goes. And I hope you're not that mean girl anymore, because shame on you. These girls did not like me because their boyfriends wanted a piece of me. Now, that is no flex. I was something different. I was the new girl in school. You know what I mean? Who is this chick? Oh, that's that girl from New York. You know, when you live in a small town, Auburn only had one high school, one junior high school, one elementary school, one hospital. And that hospital was shared with Opelika, which is the little town right next to it. Like literally, the fire department and the hospital is right next to each other, right on a city line. So that's how small this little town was. Everybody knew everybody. And so when somebody new came to town, everybody knew about it. When my aunt had her stroke, when I went to school the next day, everybody knew about it. As if it was on the news, and it was not. But everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew about everybody's business. It was the craziest crap I've ever seen, but that's just me coming from a bigger city where, you know, everybody didn't know everybody. And so the girls were mean. And the boys only wanted one thing. And while I did have selected few that I did like, I wasn't stunting them boys. But did the girls know it? No, they didn't. All they knew was that their boyfriends was looking at this girl that they didn't know. But did they try to get to know me? No. So I had no friends, in other words. And so that's what's going on with Titi. Her thumbnail said, I need friends. I need some friends. And so at that time, that's where this monster enters into the picture. Right? This was in October of 25. He enters into the picture responding to Titi. And apparently there was some kind of dialogue between them on TikTok. Now, that information has not been revealed yet. It just hasn't gotten to that point yet. But there is some dialogue. Because by December 1st, Titi had contacted her mom and said, listen, I'm about to take a trip. I'm going to Palm Springs. And her mother thought that it was just, she was just going to take a little vacay. You know what I mean? Just a little getaway, a little 1-2. But she'd let her know when she was coming back. But you know, she would stay plugged in. She would know where she was at. She was still gonna call her every day. Is what my Dukes trusted was gonna happen. When that didn't happen, her mom contacted her father and asked him, "Have you heard from Titi?" And her father said, "What you mean?" "Well, she called me the other day and said that she was about to go to Palm Springs." He said, "Well, let me call her and see what she doing. She knows she's supposed to stay in touch with us. It's just on this girl's mind." The mother said, "Okay, let me know what you come up with." The mother started making her calls too, but again, Titi didn't have any friends. So when the mom said she started making her calls, I'm assuming that she means she was calling the people around where Titi lived. And no one knew or could answer the mother's questions about where her daughter was. And as the story sits today, there's nothing saying if Titi was an only child, her mother's only child, her father's only child. Those details just haven't come out yet. And so they weren't getting a footprint of where their 17-year-old young lady, this 17-year-old young lady, their daughter was. So the panic sets in. And the mom goes to the police station there locally where Titi lives, and she tells them, "Listen, I get this text from my daughter telling me that she's going to Palm Springs. I don't even know what to think about that. Like, why didn't she call me? Like, I don't understand why she didn't call me. It was a text. And now I can't find my daughter." Are you guys there? Y'all good? Everybody all right? Y'all not talking to me. Y'all all right? Hello? Is everything okay? Okay. All right. Thanks, CW. Y'all got so quiet. I'm like, goodness. Okay. So the police tell the mother, well, y'all know what they say about us, right? Y'all know what they said to this mother. Listen, she's 17. She's probably just with a boyfriend. She'll be home tomorrow. You know, she's 17. What could she possibly be doing? And the mother's like, no, no. Y'all know what mothers say. You don't know my child. And so they looked, instead of gathering a search party, they looked Titi up in the computer and they said, well, wait a minute. Is this your daughter? And slid the paper to the mother, and the mother said, that's not the point. So I don't know what was on that paper. I don't know what was on that computer. But whatever it was the reason why these creeps did not quickly go into action. It's the reason why. And so on December 1st, a neighbor, mhm, a neighbor in Imperial Valley saw this beautiful young girl walking near this house that everybody up and down the street called the creepy house. They called it the creepy house because not only were all the windows boarded up, but he also used this plywood and he painted it pink. And he connected them in a way where he made like a mind your business kind of fence. There was no cracks in it. You couldn't see around it, no matter how close you got to it. And it had, a lock. Like you had to knock on that in order to even enter into his yard. Right? And so people who grew up in that neighborhood, who are now parents, were children and teenagers when he was living there with his parents. And they said he was creepy then and he's creepy now. And now his sibling, his mother and his father have died. And they kind of alluded to the fact that it was under suspicious circumstances, because during one of the times when one of them had met their demise, there was forensic trucks parked at that house years ago. But there was never any explanation given to the neighbors why this forensic truck is parked outside this house. What's going on? Forensics means investigation, DNA, evidence. Why are y'all here? What are y'all investigating? But they never told the neighbors anything. So he remained creepy. He remained weird. He didn't socialize with anyone, right? You may have caught him coming back home, but they never seemed to ever catch him leaving the home. But this particular neighbor sees this pretty black girl walking up to this pink fence. And he never saw her come out. Did he call the police when he see this? Callie Love. Good morning, baby. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. I hope you like it here. Did this witness, this neighbor, did he or she, because it didn't say if it was a man or a woman, knowing how creepy and bizarre and unknown this man is, did that neighbor bother to pick up the phone and stop minding his business? Hello, somebody. Remember how I said the other day we got to stop minding our business? We have to stop minding our business. Our children's lives depend on it, right? And I'll get back there. So, she was never seen again. And this guy, he did not live in Palm Springs. So whoever sent that text to the mother, they were lying. This guy lived 20 miles from where Titi's dismemberment was found. He was 51 years old and his name was Abraham Fine. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning. Well, you said he probably thought she was an adult. Well, what the neighbor said was, I saw this young girl. That's what he said. This young girl walking about the property, go in that pink fence, and she never came back out. Those are his words, babe. Right? He didn't say this lady, like he didn't use those cute words that would give us, you know what I mean, an idea into what he was thinking if he thought that she was, good morning, babe. If he thought that she was an adult. He just didn't say that. He just said young girl, right? So Abraham Fine, it's a Caucasian male. It didn't say he had any children, was ever married, didn't say anything like that. And with his bizarre behavior, never having visitors that anyone can account for besides young Titi, he lived less than a mile away from everybody else who lived in that valley. Is he going to explain? Listen, Miss Nurse, hold on a minute. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. But I have to tell the story. Okay? Philly. Thank you, babe. And people did not mess with him. They just didn't. They didn't mess with him. And so he stayed to himself. He had security cameras all over the property. And the last location that her mother saw was Sutan C. Sutton or Sutan. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's Sutton C. That was 5 weeks before Tanea's partial remains were found. 5 weeks. And her father, her mother, they searched diligently. And then somebody sent a picture to Tanea's mother. It's like a photo from a phone. And it was of what she believed to be Tanea's arm. And she said that, I believe they were trying to show me the tattoo that was on her arm as if to identify her. And that because this person took this picture because they thought it was strange that this young black girl was with this older, old-looking Caucasian man. And they knew about that man, right? They knew that he was strange, that he was bizarre, and that he didn't have company. He didn't deal with people. So this person was not minding their business. They ever so, what's the word I'm looking for? Inconspicuously snapped a picture. And so when the mother inevitably ended up on television saying, "Where's my baby? Can somebody please help me find my daughter?" That person went into their gallery and was like, "Yo, I saw that girl. Here's the contact information. Bloop, bloop, bloop." Sent the picture. The mother is like, "Oh my God." So she took that picture and she went back to the police department, the same police department that brushed her off. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's 17. She'll be home when she get home. But we're going to do everything that we can, though. You're right. So she showed back up and said, "See that? Now are y'all willing to help? Now will y'all help me?" Was this another neighbor? I don't know if the person, I'm assuming so, right? Because they were familiar with this man. They were familiar with him, and that's why they took the picture. It made them uneasy. And so that person being tapped into their intuition, the chills that they felt when they saw this, they saw something, so they did something. And when the time was right, they said something. But what happened? The system failed the mother, which is part of what my channel is about. Because a lot of the silences, a lot of the failures don't always happen in the home. Now, we could dive deep and we could say, well, something started there. But see, we don't know the ins and outs we don't have every answer as to why Tanea ended up with this man. We just don't know. Now, we can assume, hell, she was walking around this train station with this man. But I don't want to assume. I just want to go off of what I have. And as the story progresses, if it gets any deeper, we can always pick it back up. And maybe I'll have some answers to y'all's questions. Because a lot of it is vague to me as well. It is. And so, like I said, this person sent this picture the mama took the picture to the police station, and now they're like, uh-oh. Because they know who that man is as well. Okay? You want to know why they knew who that man was? Because that man had already been charged with felony kidnapping and false imprisonment. Yeah. In 2018. Yep. That's why they knew who he was. That's why they said, roll. Oh, shit. Because they were very familiar with Abraham Fine. Even though a year later the charges were dismissed, but they were dismissed because the man lived out in the damn desert. Y'all tell me, how hard would it be to get rid of evidence? Not hard at all, I dare say. It's the desert. It's California. With that heat, with that terrain, it would take no time for someone to disappear. So they're like, okay, gather the troops. We wasted enough time. Let's get to it. And so they went to his house. Now, he lived 70 miles from where baby girl lived, from her starting point. But he lived 20 miles from where parts of her were found. And I dare say that's why the other case got dismissed. It's just a matter of time before even the smartest person is discovered. It's just a matter of time. Oftentimes people think that they've committed the perfect crime, but no. And some people meet their demise before they're ever found out about, but it's found out about, right? So, and it may not be in our time, but what can we do about it? So anyway, 3 weeks later, after they go to this man's house, they serve a search warrant, they look around, they don't find anything at the house. And so the way that I understand investigations, I wonder if the neighbor who saw Titi is aware that the creep was previously charged with those crimes. That's a good question, Just Me. That's a good question. I would like to think, y'all know how when stuff happens in our cities and you know, nefarious actions are happening, they'll say, you know, this person has been arrested for this or that, because it was kidnapping, right? And so you would think that that was on the news. So, however, police departments often keep things in-house, especially when charges have to be dropped, right? They want to keep that a secret because that looks like a failure on them. But a lot of times it's not a failure on them. They can only work with what they can find. And again, he lives out in the desert. And there's a half a mile between him and, you know, I guess his neighbors, right? So they didn't find anything per se at his compound. Good morning, Shantae. Good morning. So, and I call it a compound because of how he had it structured. It was described as being dilapidated, you know, a lot of it falling apart, and he would just be out there just tinkering, trying to put a band-aid on something that needed, you know, master surgery, you know, open heart at that. Okay, so, but you couldn't see a lot of it because of the way that he had it blocked off, right? I mean, like I said, the man had boards up to his windows. Who lives like that? So, when they didn't find anything at his house, they worked outward. They spread out and they worked outward. And while witnesses did say that they were bringing stuff out the house, it just hasn't been revealed what that stuff is yet. However, as they work outward, as they span out, sticking up out the dirt is a leg. Y'all heard me. A leg. Yeah. Yeah. A leg. And that leg was found 3 weeks after they initially went to his house. So I'm not even saying that it all happened in the same day. You know what I'm saying? But what would happen is the troops would go out there, they would search, didn't find nothing that day. They do it again, they do it again. And then they had some investigators that would just dog it about it, and they would just go out there on their own. And a leg was found sticking up out of the dirt, sand, whatever. And and they said they can't necessarily say that it was buried, because out in the desert, sand just moves, it blows. Yes, Ebony, yes, baby. And so, forensics had to be done on it, but they just weren't ready to say that stuff was buried. They did say it was sticking up out the ground, though they said the dirt, but we know desert don't have dirt, it has sand, right? Well, some of them do. Shut up, Sean. Anyway, so they take the leg in for forensics. And when the mother was calling the station, she's like, I heard what happened. I heard you guys found something. Is that my daughter? Because it was being described as remains. And unfortunately, that is what they say, right? It's kind of gory to say body parts. So they say remains. And so a lot of us just automatically assume that it is a complete, it's the whole anatomy, right? We just assume that. We hope that. But that wasn't the case. But the mother called anyway. She said, listen, I heard y'all found something. Is that my daughter? And they said, well, no, ma'am, we don't think so. We don't think so. We believe that this is a Caucasian or Hispanic male. That's what they told this lady. Mm-hmm. That's what they told her. We believe it's Caucasian or Hispanic male. She said, oh, okay. Well, are y'all going to go and search some more? Because I'm not letting this go. And they said, ma'am, you got to give us some time. We've got to do what we got to do. Stuff, they started with all of that again. Because, see, now they're dropping the ball again. And I dare say that they're like, we don't know what that neighbor saw, but it ain't giving us nothing. So let's work on who this leg belonged to. And the mother said, yeah, well, I'm not giving up. And the mother had been sick. Something medically had been going on because when she's given this interview, you could see like she had a recovering scar on her neck as if she had a trach. And she even said, I don't care what happens to me. I'm going to keep fighting until I get justice for my daughter. I'm going to keep fighting until I find the rest of her, is what she said. But in the moment, she's like, well, I don't know what y'all plan to do, but if I have to come back up here and show y'all once again that y'all are dropping the ball, we're going to have a problem. And they said, okay, lady. You know what I mean? Miss Tovar, all right, we get it. We get it. So she goes away, and on this was December 1st of 25. By February 6th, yes, just a few weeks ago, they were serving another search warrant. And hold on, let me back up one little bit. While they were out there searching, when they didn't find anything at his house, while they were out there, neighbors reported that he was back outside putting more cameras around his property. Because he wanted to see what they were doing. And so on February 6th, they come knocking at the door. This McNasty monster is running out the back door. That's always the funniest shit to me. Like, you think what? You think it's just two people at your front door and you know what you've done. You know what they've come talking to you and searching your house about, and you think that you have a clear shot at the back at the back door? Really? So they like, yeah, nah, let's go, buddy. Let's go. And when they snatched him up, he had his passport and Thai currency. Oh, he was about to break. He was about to break. It was about to be over. And so they took him in under arrest. By then, the information has come back on the remains. The remains had bullet fragments in it. And so now they're waiting on, at that point, they were waiting on forensics to come back, because once they found the bullet fragments, the mother's not giving up and the father's not giving up, and now they're going to local TV stations and they're putting the word out there. And once that mother said, and the police don't want to help, I believe that that man had something to do with my daughter. They called her in, swabbed the father so that they could do a DNA comparison. That leg belonged to Tanea, y'all. Belonged to Tanea. And they had to make the announcement. And so he has been charged with murder and resisting arrest with the FBI. Because, see, once they found that leg, the FBI came in and took over. And I applaud that valley, that town, for allowing them to. Because, see, I believe that's why a lot of people get away with the stuff that they get away with, because you have these cities and these towns that's too proud to admit that they don't do their own job. They will not relinquish the responsibility, the investigation, any of that, to the people that have no limitations. FBI don't have borders. They don't have to stay within the city limits. They have none. And you have these people that the sheriffs and the police chiefs and the mayors and all of them, they don't want to admit that they failed, because they care more about their reputation than they do about the lost and what happened to them. They don't care. But thank God for that one person who was not minding their business. Thank God. Because otherwise, would we know? Would the mother have had that picture to take to a police department that had already shoo? Yeah, we understand what you're saying, but shoo. Yes, Philly. Thank God for that. Absolutely. Because I dare say that when she took that picture in there, that is what jump-started the investigation. Because now they have a picture of what? Mr. Weirdo. Before that, they didn't have anything. All the mother had was a text saying, yeah, Mom, going to Palm Springs. I'll holla. Y'all, this didn't even happen in Palm Springs. And who the hell sent that text? Was it the daughter? And when the FBI went around searching and questioning people, I I don't know if it's the same neighbor who saw her about the property and walking in and never walking out, but a neighbor said, and I don't want to add nothing to it, so that's why I say I don't know if it's the same one. I'm giving you what I got, y'all. But a neighbor said they heard someone scream. Hello, Miss Scott. Good morning, baby. Good morning. I love you too, boo. And so, with this neighbor saying that they heard a scream, and he said this wasn't no, oh my God, we're having so much fun, we type of scream. No, no, no. They said, because I don't want to say if it was a male or a female, because it didn't say that. But this neighbor said this scream was, why are you doing this to me? Type of scream. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, y'all, that is why I say we have got to stop minding our business. We got to stop. We have to. Another small story, and this one is a little closer to me. Not about me, but it's closer to me. My son, one of my oldest son, the one that's right up under my daughter, he and one of his friends that he would hang out with every day, I dare say it's his best friend. But his friend would babysit his nieces and nephews while his sister went to work. And so when the sister would come home from work, and my son would be there with his friend while he's doing that. And when the sister would come home from work, they'd go outside, roll up, they sitting there, puff, puff, passing, you know what I'm saying? And it was this little young girl that would, every night, if they were out there, every night that they were out there, they would see this young girl. And my son said, Ma, this was like 11, 12 o'clock at night. And he would say, yo, ain't that Shorty from the other night? And his friend like, yeah, that's her. He like, yo, man, what's good with her? Like, she too young to be out here like that. And his friend is real nonchalant. He like, man, shit. You know how they get down. You know what I mean? And it's the summertime, And so after so many times of seeing this girl, my son says, man, I'm about to go ask her, what is she doing? Because she's young. And his friend said, He said, my son said, well, how about I just call the police? We got to say something. And his friend said, man, listen, you mess around and call the police. They come around. What's going to be the first thing they're going to say? They're going to say, we got something to do with that girl being out here. And instead of my son being secure in the fact that he knew that he wasn't, and then who calls the police if they got something to do with a young girl being somewhere or doing something inappropriate? Like, I would have been willing to take that chance. And I would have taken that chance. And my son was willing, but he got influenced by his friend. So they let it go. They let it go. And then the next night, or a few nights later, lo and behold, here comes Shorty. But only this time, Shorty has a little boy with him by the hand. They're walking. And he like, yo, dog, like, listen, bro. Now she got a little boy with her. It's clock at night. Like, he said, Ma, this was after midnight. And I'm like, well, what did y'all do about it? He said, I just mind my business. We finished putting it in the air and, because they were waiting on their Uber or whatever. And they They were best friends and they were roommates. And well, they became roommates. At the time they were not. So they were not. And so when their Uber came, they went their separate ways. And well, the best friend stayed with his sister, and so my son would leave. But my point is, they've seen this girl and seen this girl. Now they see the same girl with a little boy. And this after midnight, in the summertime, dark outside, in the hood. And by the end of the week, y'all, she was being reported as missing on the news, on Facebook. And the stories started coming out in the comments. She was at that party over there on yo, ain't that shorty that was at that party? Yo, I saw a gang of ninjas around shorty. Yeah. Right up the street, literally up the street and around the corner from where my son and his best friend were sitting on the porch on a hot summer night, putting it in the air. And so everybody's like, wow. And the people who was throwing this party were brought in for questioning. And they like, she was too young to be at our party. She was too young. Yes, Ebony. Yes, baby. You know, they instantly start with the defensible. She was too young to be at our party. She wasn't at my party. They were lying. They were lying. That very young teenager, 14 years old. And in this instance, unlike Naziah, where people was calling her fast and totally disrespecting this child that had been being groomed at least beginning at the age of 11, this young lady that I'm talking about was indeed being fast. She was. Because she asked, come to find out, she asked her mama if she could go to that party. And the mother said no. People too old for you. You ain't got no business at that party. No. And so, come to find out, she would wait before the party even happened. She would wait until her mother went to sleep and she'd sneak out the fucking house. She would sneak out. So yeah, she was being fast. Should what happened to her have happened? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. This is about not minding your business. I'm not trying to speak ill of this young girl. That's not my point. Good morning. Hey, Kels, how are you? I'm in the bushes. I'm not completely woke yet. Yesterday. Oh, Lord, yesterday. There's Boo Boo. Y'all, Boo Boo mad at me right now. I don't know why, but she mad at me right now. And yes, Boo Boo, I'm telling. I don't know why my daughter mad at me, y'all, but she is, and I don't know why. So anyhow, I guess she'll come and tell me whenever she feel like it, and she know where I'm at. But anyway, and you keep my Lily away from me much longer, and I'm gonna come knocking. You do remember that I have a key, little girl, right? You do remember that I have a key. Okay, don't make me use it. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I'm just playing. So I'm not talking down on this young girl. I'm telling the facts. And facts matter. They matter. This young girl would wait until her mother went to bed and sleep, and then she would sneak out. And so she happened at this party. and then she disappeared. And a short time later, they found her up the street and in back, like the way. No, boo boo, you stop telling that lie. I was not talking mean to you. Anyway, the way that the houses are structured where I live, the garages are literally back to back. If they have a garage, they're back to back with the fence line in between them. If anybody lives in that kind of geographical description, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And so, good morning, Olivia. Hey, baby. You and my daughter must have been hanging out last night. Y'all both just checked in at the same time. So I think 8 o'clock is too early for you guys. I'm going to have to bring it down to about 10. Okay. All right. That's cool. So that's the way that the area is set up. You've got, if you have two streets that run parallel, the backs of one is up against the back of another, right? That's where she was found, y'all. She was found in back of a garage that was in back of another garage. They were back to back. And like I said, the property line had a fence. And that's where she was found. Yes. Yeah. That's where she was found. Why? Because everybody minded their business. Nobody said, little girl, if you don't take your butt home. My son did not get up and grab that girl and say, we see you out here every night. Go home. He didn't call the police and say, yo, it's a young girl walk by here every night this time. And I'm afraid something's going to happen to her. Or she's been doing it and tonight she's got a little boy with her. I need y'all to come get her. Take her back to where she is, because I dare say that the mother wasn't aware of what was happening because she kept doing it. The mother was asleep. She didn't know the girl was sneaking out. She didn't know. From what I understand, that mother found out when she didn't come home. Good morning, Ariel. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And it was sad, y'all. It was really, really sad that this young girl, you remember that boo-boo? Exactly. You know what I'm talking about over there on Hagen? Yeah. But this young girl was doing what millions of us have done. Olivia, our topic mainly is still about stop minding your business. However, I featured the story about Tana Tolver, a 17-year-old whose remains were found on the 6th of February of this year. And a monster, a creepy dude, described that way by the neighbors, were arrested. She was 17 and he was 51. Yeah. So, ironically, my son and I were talking about it the other day. And he said, Ma, you know, I still feel some type of way that I didn't say anything. And I told him, well, you should. You should feel some type of way. Because how would you feel? Because see, now he has a niece that he simply freaking adores. How would you feel if that was Lily? Exactly. See what my daughter just said, y'all? Her name was Sky. I never knew her name, boo. Sky was at a house party as well, but left with a man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that dude was eventually arrested. He was, as you know, a whole lot of them were questioned, but this particular dude was questioned, arrested, and convicted. But I'm sure that mama would rather have her daughter so that the daughter could come out on the other side having grown out of that stage that she was in. Because y'all, listen, we were all in that stage one way or another. One way or another. Good morning, Sherry Blossom. How you doing, boo? Good morning. She was just doing what young girls do. She was immature, as young people should be. It's a part of life. I'm good, baby. Thank you for asking. I've got all of y'all here. Oh, okay. No, I meant she. Okay, got you. Um, I've got all of y'all here. My morning is great. Thank you, Miss Scott. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, all of y'all, can y'all honestly say that y'all never defied your parents? Have you ever, while defying your parents, saw somebody look at y'all questionably, like, what you doing? What are you up to? Are you supposed to be doing that? But they turned and went on about their business. Rachel said I was, but I woke up fast. Let's just say that. Olivia says yes. I don't even watch TV. All I need is Sean B. Oh, baby. I love you too, Olivia. Miss Scott said, I know, I did. Yeah, I did too. I did too. As an adult, okay? Early, oh, like my daughter wasn't even born yet. And I had met this guy at a club, right? Met this guy at a club. In fact, the club name was Peppermint Lounge. I'll never forget. It ain't there no more, but it was at the time. And we exchanged numbers and that sort of thing. And I had gone to see him once and everything was cool. Caught a cab, chilled with him for a minute, and I went back home. Well, the next weekend came, and him and his boys, they all lived in the same house, and they were the boys let out the house so many times without my mom knowing. Left out the house so many times without my mom knowing. And 20 years later, we got 8 kids. Okay, Miss Scott. He said, "Oh, no, I'm keeping you." I know that's right, baby. You take care of all 8 of your kids. God bless you. You do that. You do the damn thing. No judgment here for that. As long as what you got, you doing the best with it. God bless you. God bless you. And so this dude, he it's the following week, and him and his friends, they all live together. Thank you, Sean B. You're welcome, baby. You're welcome. That kind of judgment right here, I ain't here for that. You need some advice, call me. But shit, with 8 kids, I think you got it. You got it under wraps, boo. You got it under wraps. So you do that. You know, I dare say that you've even tapped into what mamas did years ago. They had babies, and a lot of them. My daughter's pastor comes from a home of 14 kids. 14 kids. 8 girls, 6 boys. And one of those girls is my aunt. She married my uncle, my mother's brother. So a house full of kids ain't nothing to be ashamed of, baby. And I'm not saying you were ashamed. I dare say you're not. Hell, you told us. But good for you, boo. Good for you. It's always good the first time, maybe even the second time. But after that, it's a wrap. So like I was saying, these guys, they all, they roommates, they young boys, but they all live together. I don't know the circumstances of how that came about. But this particular weekend, they weren't going to the club. And homie called me like, yo, Sean, why don't you come through? We just chilling at the house. I'm like, sure, I'll come. So I catch a cab. He like, I'm going to pay for the cab. Catch the cab. Come on over. I'm like, all right. Now, it was within walking distance, but it was at night. So I wasn't walking. And I'm by myself. So I caught a cab over there. And these stupid mothers is standing in the window at the door laughing. They won't open the door. The cab is sitting there waiting to be paid. And I'm utterly humiliated. I'm humiliated. I'm like, what part of the game is this? But I quickly got it together and got back in that cab. And I just begged him not to call the police on me because it was not my fault. I didn't know that these idiots were going to do this. But what he said to me is, I'm not calling the police on you. I'm going to tell you something that's more valuable. And I sat there and I listened because now I had chills. Like, is this cab driver about to take me somewhere? You know what I mean? Like, is he mad at me? And he says, no, I'm not going to call the police on you. See, I didn't have the wherewithal to remember that a call was made to the dispatch that sent that cab to my address. I didn't put those pieces together at the time. So when he said, I'm not going to call the police on you, my heart instantly dropped because I'm like, Lord, he about to take me somewhere. He said, no, I'm going to tell you something that's more valuable and you'll never forget it. I said, okay. He said, do you know what could have happened to you? That's a house full of men. You see how ignorant they are? You have any idea what could have happened to you? I said, I do now. He said, stop trusting. Stop trusting. Make them earn it. This is coming from a man that did not know me. But he was a man. Maybe he wished someone had told his daughter, his niece, or someone that he loved had given them that message, but he gave it to me. And I never let it go. And he took me back to where he picked me up at. And he said, I'm going to sit right here till you get back in that door. Safely. With tears rolling down my eyes, I said, thank you. Good morning, Bridget. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. And the cab driver did. He sat right there. And I was going back to my cousin's house. He sat right there until I was on the other side of that door. And I never let go of that lesson. And I'm not ashamed of it either. It was my turn, my time to learn that lesson. But thank God he allowed me to learn it and be able to speak about it. So today, with this social media stuff, ladies, my babes, I need y'all to understand that when it comes to social media, you only know what they tell you. You only know, you don't know if they're lies. You don't know how deep that information goes. You don't know if the realness that they are being transparent about is really even their story. As a young woman, we all have learned a valuable lesson. Girl, listen. Olivia, I always say, if we didn't live it, we witnessed it. Because we watched someone else go through it, or we know about that story. Thus, the one I told you about my son, witnessing this little girl every night. Thus, Tana Tolver. Right? We got to stop trusting, y'all. Make them earn it. Conversations ain't it. Conversations ain't enough for me. No. Conversations are not enough for me. Conversations are free. Hell, even long distance calls are free these days. When I was coming up, a long distance call cost money. Telephone companies got rich. But now you got a cell phone, a long distance call. It's free. So they don't even have to pay for that. And they got all the time in the world to convince you so that they can achieve their ultimate goal. Do some of us slip through? Absolutely we do. But it's the Tana Tolvers that don't. It's the Titis that don't. It's them that don't. It's them for the reason why I tell this story. The girl here in my hometown is the reason why I'm telling that story. We got to stop minding our own business. Be that voice. You never know who you might be helping. You never know. And if they got a problem with you being a hard shell to crack, then you ain't the nut they need to be eating on in the first place. Period. Period. That's point blank, period. If it's that damn easy, ain't nothing good about it. Yes. Yes, Olivia. Stay woke. Eyes open. Absolutely. Close your heart. Close your legs. Open your eyes. And open your ears. If it's worth it, it'll be there. When it can be safely done, it'll be there. Now, I said the other night something about one night stands. I did. And that's a double-edged sword. At the risk of sounding hypocritical, I hope y'all can follow me here. I told my story about a one-night stand that I had. This person was not a stranger to me. He just wasn't my boyfriend. But he was not a stranger. And people knew that I was with him the night that I enjoyed my birthday gift. People knew it. It wasn't a secret. So if something had happened to me, he wasn't going to get away with it. Because ultimately, y'all, we are human, and we unless we're walking around with a chastity belt on and fucking chips in our necks, and you know what I mean, on a dog leash. As long as we're living life, we're always vulnerable to something. That's where our faith in God comes from. But we also have to be smart, because God also gives us the freedom of mind, the freedom of choice. And so while I said, live a little bit, go swing that one night stand, I didn't say do it with a complete stranger. I didn't say that. Now, on what level you place getting to know a person, that's up to you. That's up to you. I just hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. Don't be frivolous with your life. Nothing good is easy. Nothing good is easy. Anything of good value is hard to obtain. You got to work at it. Ain't nobody just going to hand it to you. And if they do, it's because they don't already used it up. And just when you start to enjoy it, that shit falls apart. Hello, somebody. And if you get to the point where you start feeling like, yo, I'm tired of trying, like it ain't supposed to be this hard, that's a fact as well. It is. I didn't say fight for it. I didn't say stress over it. I said it wouldn't be easy. Good morning, Rhapsody. Good morning. Good morning, boo. Thank you for coming. I didn't say fight about it. And if it's easy, it ain't good. I said that, Philly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing easy is good. Except, your favorite pair of jeans. But you know why it's easy now? Because you done went through the discomfort already. You done wore them jeans, laid around in them jeans. You know what I'm saying? You done bent over, squatted. Man, listen, your favorite pair of jeans, you done been through some shit with them jeans. And those jeans are a certain size that if you were to go out and buy a brand new pair of jeans that same size, I bet you can't get in them. But those are your favorite jeans because you done been through life in them jeans. Those jeans have become a part of you. That's why they fit and they're good now. But it wasn't easy in the beginning, though. You had to work at it. Let's start thinking about life like that. So that we can stay safe. Let's start thinking about our relationships like that. So that we can stay safe. We need y'all here. We need y'all here. In whatever beautiful, happy capacity that you can bring to the table. That's what this country needs. Because y'all, listen, with that creature up there on Pennsylvania Avenue, or down there in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, that creature, that wig wearing, orange makeup slapping on, with him at the helm, we are doomed. With him at the helm, we're doomed. And I don't know what the hell's going to happen in the next year and a half. I don't know what's going to happen to this country. But man, shit. Listen here. Listen here. Whatever we got left, shouldn't we be able to enjoy it? And if saying no, not right now, affords you another day, please tell them no, not right now. I don't feel like it. I don't want you. I don't know you like that. I'm not coming over there. Meet me here. No, I don't want to go inside. No, I don't want you to go to the bar to get me a drink. I'll go get my own drink. They look at you sideways like, what's wrong with you? Oh, I can't be bothered with somebody like you. You sure cannot. Deuces. Cause you can't even argue back with these people these days. People are not coming home because they told somebody no. Or if they are making it home, they're disfigured. They got to visit the hospital first. Good morning, Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Good morning, boo. Thank you for joining us. It's okay to say no, y'all. No, you cannot have my phone number, but I'll take yours. No, I'm not coming over your house, but we can meet over here. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm not coming out, boy. I don't know you like that. But you can call me at 10 o'clock in the morning and we can do brunch. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Miss Parker, you are so sweet. You come in here and you just speak to everybody. No, that's right, boo. I love you for that. I love you for that. Y'all speak back to Miss Parker, please. Show her the same courtesy, please. You see, I don't know what happened and why you was what I wasn't able to see your messages before, but you see, I see you now, boo. Now, I was pulling my damn hair out trying to figure out what was going on. Yes, yes. Y'all, do you have an email? Yeah, I do. I do. Hold on one second. Um, so, yes, Shantae, I know that's right, boo. I know that's right. I want to get back to the days where it was okay. Like, everything about social media is not, the world of monsters. It's not. Some beautiful friendships have formed or have been allowed to grow through social media. Some of the friendships already existed, and then people move, they relocate, but social media has allowed friendships to continue, flourish, and grow into a beautiful thing. Beautiful families. Because see, blood make you a relative. Love, respect, admiration makes you family. And so families have been formed over social media. I want to get back to that. I come from that time. I do. I do. I come from, well, where are we going to meet up this summer? whose city, whose house we're going to this summer or for this holiday. We gonna all put in the pot, and we're gonna, you know what I mean, and schedule this. And this summer it's in my city. All y'all come here. Next summer we all going to Miss Parker. Summer after that we're going to Ebony. That's what I want to get back to. We are dying or disappearing at an alarming rate. And if we don't start showing each other some love and therefore demonstrating to other people that it's possible, we're going to mess around and miss it. Because ain't none of us getting any younger. Hell, I make noise every time I get up. Listen. Yes, that's the way it's supposed to be, Shantae. Good morning, Bridget. I thought you was here already, baby. Or you saying Miss Parker? I see you, boo. My bad. I want to get back to that. I want to get back to, because talking about women empowerment and sister this and all, it sounds great. That's a start. Then what? I started my channel and not 2-3 days later, somebody was in my comments being devilish. They were being devilish. And I'm not going to say no names because this ain't the place for mess. I'm making a point here. I don't know if you thought that you were looking out for me. I don't know if you thought that you were preventing something. But anybody who know me knows I'm not going nowhere where I'm not wanted, and I'm not staying anywhere where I'm not wanted. So I'm sure that I've demonstrated that I could take care of myself. But the devil has no place here. This is where I want us to meet, greet, get to know one another, form friendships, learn from each other, uphold each other like I really do. Don't bring your garbage over here. We're going to smile. We're going to laugh. We're going to get along. And if we don't get along, it's okay to say, I'll talk to y'all later. Today ain't my day. Because my channel don't deserve that. I have this last week seen so much, and I'm pivoting here, y'all. I said stop minding your business, and I'm not going to just dig that into y'all. I meant that. Now I'm pivoting. In this last week, and I don't care who don't like what I'm about to say, I speak the truth. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But like I said, we're going to respectfully disagree. I've noticed such disrespect. And I'm not talking about calling each other out of your names and all. I'm not talking about that. That's child's play compared to the stuff that I've seen. That's child's play. And this is where I need y'all to really home in on what I'm saying. How dare you expect for me to do something that you're not willing to do? How dare you? How dare you? But you call yourself a grown person. That ain't cool. That's not cool. You are expecting something of me that nobody, and you've said it, nobody can expect that of you. Really? You expect for someone to come and pour, and this is just a different example of what I'm saying. You expect for someone to come and pour into you, yet you're not willing to reciprocate that. Okay, gotcha, 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 gotcha. Y'all, before I created this channel, for the last 2 years, I've sat back and I've watched, observed, listened, recorded in my memory bank who, what, and how, and why. Because, like I told y'all, my family been telling me to create a channel. I was researching when I didn't even know I was researching. But as soon as God put it on my heart to do it, everything that I had been witnessing came front and center. And they let me know how to proceed. Everything I had witnessed, everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And the beautiful. The respect and the disrespect. The fallouts, the makeups. Oh Lord, I've witnessed it all. So if there ever comes a time when you ain't happy on my channel, please bow down. Just click off. Go somewhere else. But if somebody on my channel asks you for some help, please give it to them. Please give it to them. That's the only way we're gonna, as a black people, come out of what they've got us so sunken into, that we feel like it's okay to act the way that we act. We feel like it's okay to be in somebody's chat, disrespecting people. Who the hell? I so agree. It takes strong individuals to be CCs. I'm so happy you started your channel. I've witnessed all of the tomfoolery. Listen, CW. Listen. I've witnessed it. I've sat back and shaken my head to it. The backdooring. The two-face. The lies. Some people account for them. Some people don't. But the total disrespect that you will come to my house and air out your shit, but I can't come to yours. You won't allow me to do that at your house. You know you wouldn't. So it's a plethora of things that I'm talking about, but all under the disrespect or keeping your foot on my neck type of stuff. The crab in the bucket type of stuff. The backbiting is insane. Oh my Lord. Like I said, 2 days after I started, 2 days after I did my first live, I was still learning how to navigate through the analytics and all that kind of stuff. And I went to go read my comments and there it was. Don't trust this person. Really? Really? But I bet you said something to that person when you told me that. So y'all need to realize, first thing I'm going to do is consider the source. That's the first thing I'm going to do, is consider the source. You don't tell me why. You don't tell me, when you came to this, conclusion that I shouldn't do. You just say, don't trust them. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? So if you've got my best interest at heart for real, see, it's that cat and mouse tiptoeing in and out, hot and cold, up and down bullshit that I just don't deal with. I don't get down with that. You're either in or you're out. Don't half-ass give me advice. If you're looking out for me, baby, open your eyes. Or don't say anything at all. Because what could I do with that? Besides start some mess. Well, that ain't me. Too goddamn grown and blessed for that shit. And I'm not doing it, and I'm not allowing it over here. For real, Ebony. I'm not. None of us deserves that. If somebody did you wrong, get right with it, man. Get right with it. And either tell all of it or don't say nothing at all. Because otherwise, all you doing is dropping turds as you walk. Sit your ass on the toilet and do your business, man. Quit walking around dropping shit. That's nasty. Stop going to other people's chats thinking that you can control how they do what they doing. I mean, other people's channels. If you don't like the way they doing it, and this is a public fucking service announcement for mine. This is a public service announcement for Miss Sean B. You don't like the way I'm doing it? You can see your way out the way you saw your way in. Because I'm here for a reason. And you thinking that you can be in my chat telling me to do this, but you wouldn't do that? It ain't happening. It's not happening. You don't like it? Bye. Because see, I've dealt with the disrespect on other people's channels. And I stomached it. And I swallowed it. And I kept it. I internalized it. And I learned from it. And every now and then I would blow up. Because it's not but so much that a person with good intentions is going to take. And I ain't so goddamn nice. I don't give a fuck how my voice sounds. Don't get it twisted. That same voice will read you for filth. Like it or not. And then when I'm done, I'll still tell you, but I love you, boo. Because I'm coming from a good place. I'm not saying this to hurt you. I'm telling you the truth. Stop going in people's chats telling them, oh, somebody is blah, 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 but you need to blah, blah, blah. You need to go do it. Thank you, baby. I love you too, Olivia. We done all been through some stuff. Make you think you can come over to somebody's chat and tell them what to do. Because they're not doing what you agree with. When did people think that that was okay? You in the chat, love? If you so down on what you saying, panel up, man. Cam up. Stand on it. Make it happen. See, because I kept my mouth closed because it wasn't my panel. Neither one of them. Until you came for me. See, what you were saying to the host, that's her business. That's his business. But when you put my name on it, yep, she's not telling a lie. I stand 10 toes down with you. Thank you, CW. Thank you. You've been watching me for I've been in this sector for at least 2 years. This sector, Naziah, Harris, it's all criminal. It's all true crime to me. And while some people may break it down, true crime is true crime. And that's just my opinion. Everybody else can see it the way that they like. But to me, I never left this sector. Because if you did somebody wrong, you need to be called out. Rather, it's Tyrone Davis, Romika Meeks, Naziah Harris, Shanquilla Robinson. It's all the same to me. A lot of people keyboard gangsters. They get scared to cam up and come up to that panel. Exactly, Olivia. Exactly. Ab, we did. I'm not one of them people. Miss Parker can tell you, Mocha can tell you, Gigi can tell you, and Maya can tell you. Even Toot can tell you. I went up and spoke for me. If it was lighthearted and I had something worthy or an opinion to give, I gave it. Whether it was received or not, I gave it. And if somebody came for me, I'm not gonna ignore it, but for so long. And then it's like, wait, hold on, Miss Parker, let me jump in here. Because people don't deserve that, man. If someone is presenting something with a genuine heart, how dare you bring your bitterness and your ugliness and your bad day to their panel, to their channel, and show out like that? Charlotte said, and did. Miss Parker said, yes. Ebony said, you were into the story. Absolutely. Charlotte said, and did. Jump right on the panel. Man, listen. Hey, Honesty. Good morning, love. Thank you for joining us. See, I'm not coming down on anyone. I'm trying to let the people know that's not cool, man. Who do you think you are? Will you allow someone to walk up in your mama house and tell your mama how to run it? Huh? Ain't that why we hate half the boyfriends and all of that kind of stuff? Because they think they can come up in something and run it? Well, you're doing the same thing on this red app. You're going in somebody else's house. You're being derogatory. You're being disrespectful, defaming, loud, wrong. And I dare say it's just pure unhappiness. Well, take your miserable ass somewhere else. Because we don't go on people's channels to see that mess. But apparently, y'all ain't got nothing else to do. And I'm saying this for the people that this applies to. Whether they hear it, I'm sure it'll get around. Because I've learned within the last few days that people record and use it for content. Literally my voice. I wasn't asked if my voice could be shared. Nobody came to me, hit me up, nothing. But I understand how YouTube works. So it is what it is. But I still didn't appreciate it. I did not appreciate not being given a heads up. But it is what it is. I was given a point. I was stating facts. And I did get respect for it. I'm not taking nothing away from that. I just wish the person that gave the permission, maybe they didn't know that they were going to focus on a particular part, and for that I give grace. But for the OGs in this game, I feel like she should have known to say, well, is there something specific that you're going to use? Because if so, I need to give my people a heads up. Because see, what they did on my channel. They may not want it out there like that. If that's not how YouTube works, that's fine, but that's how my brain works. So if you ever come up on my panel and someone comes to me and says, can I use your content? I like what your panelist said. I tell you right now, what I am going to do, I'm going to say, what part? And I need to contact them first. Let me get back at you. And if it's respected and they wait, great. And if they don't, we'll handle that accordingly. I think your statement towards the Romiko case was quoted amazingly and well said. Thank you, Miss Parker. Thank you. Thank you so much. That whole situation is utterly ridiculous. And the way these demons are handling it on their side is utterly ridiculous. And for whatever reason they're doing it, it's pathetic. And it's no excuse. Because like I said, what if it was their family member? But y'all, if we are going to ever stop being the crabs in a bucket, we got to start with us. And if you've got friends that behave that way, be a true friend and tell them, stop that. I got that from Miss Parker, y'all. She used to be like, sis, stop that. Her little country self. Yeah. Miss Parker would say, stop that. Girl, I picked that up and I ain't put it down yet. But be a true friend. Stop being a yes man or a yes sir. Tell them the truth. You know what you did on in that chat last night was just wrong. You do know that, right? Like you shouldn't have went over there and did that. You know what I mean? If you don't like the way they run and their platform, their panel, why do you keep going over there? Have that uncomfortable conversation with your friends, with your family members, or stop calling yourself a friend. You still say that? I know that's right, boo. Stop that. But that's what a friend is. That's what a big sister is. That's what an auntie does. We tell the truth. We keep it real. We're this generation's. They look up to us, y'all. We got to do our part. If you're in the chat and you see that disrespect happening, tell them. Tell them. Because see, when you're up on a panel, that CC may not want you to tell people to leave. Because some CCs are okay with all that nonsense as long as you sit right there and do it. And to each his own. No shade. If that's your approach, if that's the platform you stand on, get your bag, boo. But then don't turn around and complain with what's happening. That's all I'm saying. When it becomes too much, that's all I'm saying. See, I'm not going to wait till it becomes too much. You can't bring that over here. If I see it, you're getting blocked. If my moderators see it, you're getting blocked. It's simply not happening over here. And if I never gain 10,000, a million subscribers, oh well, I ain't doing this to get rich. I'm not. I'm doing this because in my mind and in my heart, what I'm saying needs the fuck to be said. It needs to be said. Could I be washing dishes right now? No, because I don't wanna. Could I be rotating the laundry right now? No, because I don't want to. I ain't gotta. Too cold outside for me to be playing in the dirt, irrigating my motherfucking lawn and shit, getting ready for the spring. It's too cold. The ground too hard. So I can't even do that either. My point is, I could be doing whatever the hell I want to be doing right now. God put it on my heart to start my channel. People were calling out for me. So I answered the call. So I'm asking y'all to do the same thing. Answer the call. Start being the voice for those that are being disrespected. Stop being a part of the mess. Just a part of the mess. Literally calling out for the mess to continue. That is diabolical. But if someone come for you, now you're mad. If somebody say to you, y'all just being messy, now you got an attitude. Why? Because somebody clocked you? Because somebody clocked your messiness and you think it's funny? I appreciate y'all too. Thank you, Ebony. Yes, 100. Olivia, I appreciate y'all too. I really do. And I hope that if I'm ruffling any feathers, that's that good trouble I ain't mad at. I'm not afraid of that. If your feathers are ruffled, sprinkle a little bit of water on them. Take your hand and rub them down. They are smoothed out again. Okay? There are women out here that they have a purpose. They want to do certain things. They want to become influencers. But because they've been on this app, like I was, not necessarily in the background or anything, but they literally sat back and noticed all of the garbage that's going on, and they are truly discouraged by it. I had a conversation with a young lady last night, and she said, well, Miss Sean B., what do you think? And I told her, if you can dedicate this over here, you can dedicate that for you. Just at a different time. Because you feel obligated to this person, and that's fine. And so I gave her different ideas. I gave her advice. I answered her questions, each and every one of them, which is more than I can say for one CC, whose name I'm not going to mention. I asked this chick for this, that, or that, and her response was downright discouraging. It put a nasty taste in my mouth. All I could say was, oh. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. But like I said, I've been learning. And so I took that. And that is where I changed the trajectory of my path. That was wholeheartedly a part of it. Like, because how dare you? You're one of them crabs, I dare say. So if this ever gets back to that person, just know, I could repeat it. I'm grown as fucking ain't nobody gonna do anything about what comes out of my mouth. I am not a keyboard gangster. In fact, that person knows exactly where the fuck I live. Like, I just don't appreciate this stuff. And then these same people want to turn around and say, what's wrong with us? Why we can't, and shut up. You part of it. You were just in that chat last night, kikiing and ha-haing and woo-wooing the nonsense, the disrespect. Just fake and phony and pathetic. Pathetic. And we got to do better, y'all. We can. It's just most people don't want to. And it's real easy. It's 2 words. Stop that. Parker, you might need to trademark that. Hello, Heath. Good morning. Good morning. At this point, I'm just talking about we need to stand in that gap of the foolishness. And when you see foolishness, speak on it. But please don't become a part of it. It's unfair. And it's very discouraging. And if that's the kind of foolishness that you like, that's pretty sad for us grown folks. It's really sad. It's very unfortunate. I have been so disappointed in us. I really have. Because are we not living with enough fear and disappointment? Are we not? We have to fear the law enforcement of all levels. Of all of them, from the rookies all the way to the FBI. We have to fear them all. The whole, Adrienne, Roxanne, thank you, baby. Good morning. We have to fear law enforcement. We have to fear the dark nasty of the world, the McNasty monsters. We have to fear them. We have to fear if the teachers are doing right by our children. If our children are in any extracurricular activity, we have to make sure that they're not being inappropriate. It's just so much. Our neighbors. So you mean to tell me when we come on this red app, we got to deal with it here too? Why? Whatever happened to being part of the uplifting stuff? All that good, sweet, juicy, gushy stuff. Because I dare say if enough people say, I don't want to go over there, they messy, that channel is going to obliterate off of YouTube. Because it'll disintegrate into nothing. But, maybe that's too much to ask. I'm sure somebody right now is like, yeah, that'll never happen. That's unfortunate, though. And it might be true, but it's unfortunate. Because if we're on that channel, we obviously all have something in common. But damn it, the messiness ain't in common with me. I don't like that. It shows your level of maturity. It really shows your level of happiness. Are you really happy when you behave like that? Doesn't matter where you live. It don't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. Doobie, what you doing in my room?
Looking for a new cord for my headphones.
All right. Did y'all hear that? I'm sorry. I thought I muted the mic, but okay. My bad. But yeah, none of that matters, y'all. Hey, I'm transparent. It's real life over here. Okay? None of that matters. It doesn't. As far as where you live or where you're from, to me, that's only important when you're talking about your accent. Right? That's it. To me, that's the only time that matters. Olivia, I was talking to my son. He's home today because he has a doctor's appointment. But yeah, that's my doobie doo. It is, Diva. It is. I can't. I've watched it on many different channels. And it's unfair. It's very unfair and it's sad. It's really sad. And it makes those that come there for a specific purpose very uncomfortable. And even if that specific purpose is addressed, and then like our live this morning, right? I spoke my commentary, I gave my content, and now we pivoted over here. There would be people in the chat like, that ain't what your thumbnails say. Why are you talking about this? Why you ain't talking about that? Why are you here? How about that? You don't like it? I'm going to say what a whole lot of CCs don't say. Get out. I promise you that exit button is a lot like a door. It opens to let you in, and it'll close when you go out. It's really just that simple. And I don't mean to be ugly about it. I don't want to seem like I'm ungrateful, because I'm not. I am trying to help people understand that that level of disregard and disrespect is unnecessary. First of all, a person is able to run their channel the way they want to. That's like you walking across the street and saying, yo, man, don't cut your grass like that. That's not what we do over here. Excuse me? You don't like the way I cut my grass, stop looking at it. But stay off of it. That's it, that's all. Like, I saw that. Now, nobody is perfect at any age, but when someone keeps acting reckless, messy, or childish well into adulthood, it's not youth anymore. It's a choice. Absolutely. 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 If you like the person and how they elaborate, it doesn't matter the topic. Sean could talk about the clouds, and that would be. Olivia, I adore you. Thank you, boo. Well, today the skies are blue over here. Now, let me quit. And while we're on the subject of adulthood or youth, is this how we're going to behave while our youth is watching? Hmm? Because this is all encompassed in what I'm saying. When are we going to be the example? Because some people think that it's okay for them to act that way because that's what they see. And so, yeah, that's part of what I'm saying. Talk to your neighbor and say, yo, stop that. Don't do that no more. This is her channel, or this is his channel. He get to run his channel the way he want to. Why are you doing that? Can I come over your house and act the way that I want to act at your house? But nah. Some people say that, but the majority do not. The majority do not say that. They just let it be. They just let it be. And it's not right. And the content creators in the meanwhile are like, you know, some make a joke out of it. Some do. Some like, man, fuck y'all. Because those are the ones that's only looking at the numbers. But the ones that really do have a heart, they're sitting back like, wow. That's how y'all gonna treat my channel? And then you got some content creators that I dare say won't even call the people out at all. Ebony, you heard me. You know what I'm talking about. They won't call them out at all. They'll instead blame other people. And that's not cool. Like, last night was really mean and ugly. Yes, Adrian. Listen, I sat back like, whoa. Like, I don't know what was going on last night. From the beginning to the end, it was, yo. Wow. Like, those people were over. Wow. Like, I'm like, really? Thank God I found your YouTube channel. I was trying to get but no one would tell me. I found it, it popped up, and I'm so happy to be with someone that talked real, nice, sensible. Sometimes, uh, Renita, thank you, baby. Thank you. I'm glad you found me as well. I'm glad you found us. This is a safe place where we can have fun, talk about whatever you want. We can agree respectfully. That's how we gonna do it. And the first sign of disrespect, you're blocked and you're never coming back. Just don't play that bullshit. I don't like all that. And fighting on YouTube, I come to hear the story, not no one cussing each other out. Um, my thing is, because we're grown, right? And we get to be grown, right? And so I am not trying to, take anybody's age from them or whatever. I just don't understand why you do it on somebody else's platform when you got your own. That's all I'm saying. How can you possibly think that that's all right? You know what I mean? Whether it's in the chat or up on the panel, I'm all inclusive here. How? And then, hold on though. Let me say this first though. As a CC, if you allow that garbage, don't be mad when it happens. Hello, somebody. If you allow it, don't be mad when it happens. Okay? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, I'm back, y'all. And I saw the comments. Last night was crossing the line of respect. Absolutely. Hello, I'm so glad I found your channel. Yes, Miss McBride, because I'm not going to try to pronounce that first part. I'm not going to even do it. I'm just going to say McBride. Thank you, Ebony Olivia. How are you ladies doing? Yes. Yes. And like I said, guys, it's my opinion. It's just how I feel. And like I said, if you don't want the troublemakers at your party, don't invite them, right? If they promise to come to your channel and do one thing, and they turn around and do something else multiple times, and you allow it, don't be mad when it happens. See, I was the kind of mama, I'll nip shit in the bud immediately. I nipped it in the bud immediately. And yes, in that instance, I'm talking about a child, but I'm also talking about something happening that I said is not going to happen. And so on one hand, it's how you handle what happened that either nips it or allows it to continue to happen. So in that instance, I have to say to you, you like that shit. And I'm not only talking about last night when I say that. There are many CCs who like all that garbage. They like all that. They with all that. They think it's funny. They can't, it's people in the chat that's like, yeah, it's boring here. Well, what the hell? This ain't Jerry Springer. This is not Jerry Springer. Like, if that's what you came for, you better go, you put the wrong name in the search engine. Put Jerry Springer in the search engine. And go watch all the garbage and filth that you need to. Like, it's utterly ridiculous. Maury Povich, go put that in the search engine. You'll find what you need. There's plenty of it. But find you a channel that's like-minded. I think I said that the first day I went live. Like-minded people. Get in where you fit in at. This isn't a shit show over here. Sorry. You doggone right it's not. It will never be Olivia. It's not. That's not why I created it. Miss Shawn, it was good until the demon showed up. Then all hell opened up. I enjoy being here when the demon shows up. We got to introduce them to Miss ClickUp. Absolutely. Anybody shows up with it. Because some people will come over here and hate just because it's me. We're not gonna act like we don't recognize that. Some people will come over here and hate just because it's me. Hell, what I'm saying right now gonna get all over YouTube like a dirty diaper. It is. As if I'm saying something wrong. And I'll say right now, I said what I said and I mean what I'm saying. And I'm not saying anything wrong. Absolutely, Shantae. I'm not saying anything wrong. You may not like it because you actually may think I'm talking to you. When you hear about what I'm saying right now, inevitably, people are going to think I'm talking about them. And like Sean B said, she can say it twice. You better believe it, baby. And in fact, I ain't got to just get on the replay. That's my voice you hear, and they know it. They ain't got to like what I'm saying. But see, that's the thing, though. Catch this, y'all. Y'all ready? Hold on. I came to my channel and said what I needed to say. Huh? Hello, somebody. I came to my channel, opened up my platform, and said what I did not like. How I don't appreciate it. What ain't gonna happen to me. What no one is gonna say and get away with. What I came to my platform and did it though. You know what I'm saying? See, I could stand by my words. I came to my platform. I didn't dirty up somebody else's channel or panel. Because see, it's been happening for the last few weeks. To me, literally, the disrespect. I said a few words. And then I'm like, you know what? This is actually beneath me. So I sat back. Because I'm actually good. So see, that's part of what I'm saying. If you in the chat and you don't like it, say something encouraging. Or don't say anything at all. Sean, all the CCs love you because of the knowledge you have and the way you carry it out. Miss McBride, I'm telling you right now, baby. I love y'all too, I really do. But y'all better know by the end of today, and look, I'm tough in my spot, say what you will. I'm not monetized yet, babe. I'm not. I have to have 3,000 watch hours. So, can't send a super chat, sorry, baby, but thank you just for considering it. Thank you so much. Somebody is going to have something to say about what I'm saying. Let me know when I lied. Because in my book, the way I was raised, that's when you get angry at somebody. Because they lied on you or about something you did. That's when you get mad. You ain't supposed to be mad at the truth. You're not supposed to be mad at the truth. Popping in, popping out, hearing a few words, they about to go run tell it. I don't give a shit. Run tell it. Ray from PA, hey boo. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, CW. I want to be something different. I literally want to be somewhere safe for all of us to come. You want to talk about your husband? Let's, because I got one. You want to talk about your boyfriend? Let's, because I had one. He get on my damn nerves. Yes, he does. You want to talk about your kids? Let's. I got them too. They get on my damn nerves. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want to talk about your dog? Let's. I've had plenty. You want to talk about your neighborhood, your neighbors, your landlord, whomever, the light company, the gas company, the water company, city hall, law enforcement, the police officers that patrol your neighborhood, the fucking potholes that's tearing up your car. Let's. I'm with all that. The teachers that ain't doing your kids right, for the instructors that ain't doing you right. If you're taking college courses or are actively in college, in class, whatever, vocation, whatever, let's. If you started a journey on weight loss or weight gain, or you want to talk about hair and nails and skin and all of that, let's. We don't mind our business over here. I love that, Ebony. We do not mind our business over here. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. But we're here when you're ready. If you want to talk one-on-one, somebody please put my email in the chat. Email me your number, and I'm going to call you. And we going to talk. And we going to kick it. Hello, Pandora. How are you, babe? Good morning. I want everybody to understand that I will not allow anyone to be attacked over here. You got some issues going on somewhere else? God damn it, take it there. Take it there. You ain't trampling on my grass. You ain't stomping on my flowers that I just planted. I can't wait until I can support your channel monetarily. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. But you ain't coming over here, eating at my cookout, and dropping your garbage on the ground. You see that damn garbage can in every corner of the yard? Pick up your garbage and put it in the garbage bag. And don't let your kids drop their huggies all over the yard either. Tell them to go. They see them little grocery store bags hanging on the fence. That's where they huggies belong. Like, have some decorum. It's not showing how to send a super chat because I'm not monetized yet, babe. I'm just not monetized. I'm sorry. If you'd like to send a cash app, I can put that in the comment for you, in the thing for you. I wasn't gonna even mention it, but a few people have said that. So see. Look at CW. This girl right here, I tell you. I believe, Boo Boo, are you still listening? Cause y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know my own cash app. Boo Boo, you still listening? Okay, I got it. I got it. There it is. Cause like I don't send myself money, so no, I didn't know. I had to go look. Just keeping it a bean with y'all. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't have Cash App, so I gotta figure something else out. I do PayPal. I don't have PayPal. I got my bank, I got Cash App and Chime. That's all I got. Right. I have Chime. I do have Chime. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go see what my Chime name is. I'm telling y'all the truth. I ain't lying to. I'm not putting my Chime name out here. Yes, I have Chime and I love it too. I do too. I do. But I'm not putting my Chime name out here because it's my whole name. And I've got to change that. But so I'm not doing that. Cause see, I don't want to have to. Y'all about to laugh at me, but I don't want to have to pay for a lawyer. Okay, I don't. I don't want to have to pay for a lawyer because somebody get the docs at me, and we going to court, and that's it. That's all. Now y'all see how these numbers grew? Y'all see how these numbers grew? What the likes looking like, y'all? How many likes are there? Someone please tell me. See, 3 people dropped down just since I said that. You see that, Ebony? You see that? That run tell it. Two more people done dropped down. You see what I'm saying? It's I don't understand. Thank you, baby. I'll check it as soon as I'm finished, boo. I love you, Web. I love you, boo. I don't know why on here it says 42. That's not, and see, I just had an epiphany. That's why the CCs be saying, somebody tell me what everything looking like. So can somebody tell me what the viewers versus the likes are at this moment? But see, that was a whole lot of run tell that. Ooh, Miss Sean B over there talking about what happened, woo, 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 and woo, woo, woo. And what they don't realize is I'm talking about all encompassed. What I've seen since I came to the Romika sector, because that's what it started out as. Yes, 40 watching. That's what I saw. Yep, yep, yep. I've been seeing this since then. The first time I got up on Gigi's channel on Criminal Minds, I believe it was, and I was stating everything that I had learned about the Romika case. Someone who didn't even know me came out their mouth and said, "You just stupid." How the fuck am I stupid if I'm telling you what is in black and white? Like, you miserable itch, go wash your ass, okay? Find you something safe to do. Stop that ass from itching when you get to sweating, okay? How about that? First time I had been up on her panel, and I hadn't been on panels in months. Thank you, CW. Thank you, Ebony, Olivia. Thank you, guys. Pandora, thank y'all. I hadn't been on panels in months because I had straight up, there was really nothing else but reflection going on about Naziah Harris across the board. Everybody that I watched and see, I don't mind y'all saying channels over here. If that's where you're gonna go, enjoy. Yes, I remember you from Gigi channel. I was like, wow, I like Sean. I like you too, Adrian. Tell them to find good traffic jam to play. CW, okay? Like deuces. But over here, I don't mind if y'all talk about other CCs. Like, you know how they say, don't mention no CCs in my chat? That's not me. Because see, what's meant for me, can't nobody block that. No one at all. What God has for me, what my universe has for me, is what I put into it. So I'm going to get that back regardless. 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 You know what I'm saying? To me, that's just, it's their prerogative on how they run their channel. But like I was saying, I had stopped. It's going to grow because some people need the peace early in the morning, but they wanted you because of the way you carry your knowledge. We're not haters nor intimidated. Exactly, Olivia. Exactly, McBride. Exactly. Exactly. I have no problem with it. Is it possible for you to set up a chime? I have a chime, love. I'm just not giving the name out because it's my full name. My chime account is under my government name, and I'm not going to put that out here because if somebody doxes me, we going to court. I'm not going to leave it for YouTube to deal with. If somebody dox me, I'm suing you. Period. Run tell that. Oh, I'm suing the shit out of you. Yes, I am. Yes, I will. And in doing that, I'm going to know everything about you too, boo. So I'm not putting my name out here. I'm going to protect my privacy as much as I can. Because, see, I like to take trips every year, and I'm not going to help a lawyer take his. Okay? I'm not going to help a lawyer take his when I can try to prevent it as much as I can. Are there people out there that would love to do nothing but on the keyboard? and then run tell that? Of course it is. Of course it is. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it. And you talking about ugly? All right. So as I was saying, there was not but so much reflection. There was nothing but reflection, actually, that we could do on the Naziah case. We knew all that we knew. Transcripts were out there. Court appearances were being made. But it wasn't but so much about that we could talk about, right? Everybody was talking about it. Everybody. From Ratchet TV to Cold Piece and all in between. Toot Uncensored or Toot Reacts, depending on which one you own. Miss Parker, Mocha Unfiltered, Shank Rock, Sinitra Speaks, MTGV. I think that's how it says, MTGV or MV. No, it's MTGV. Everybody was talking about it. Spiritual Detective, a whole bunch of them. And then it got to a place where it was just, what are we gonna do? Keep just reliving this nightmare? No, I wasn't willing to do that. Oh my God, yes, I know all of them. Yes, Adrian. Yes, and it's a whole lot more. I just don't, off the top of my dome, remember their channel names. And forgive me, charge it to my head, not my heart. They have everything to do with all of the experience that I gathered. Some more than others. And their names are on my community board, whatever that thing is called. Because see, I give acknowledgement where it's due. And for some that's not on that list, they literally showed me everything I didn't want to do. They showed me everything that I would never do. Not doing that. Some of them are strictly about the money. And Adrian, if you know, you know. Some of them strictly about the money. Like they're literally saying it while they're giving their content. They're literally saying it. Yo, this all, yo, get the, or I'm not. Really? I would just sit back and just shake my head. Just sit back and just shake my head like, oh, wow. Okay. And some of them thought that it was okay. Exactly. But some of them thought that it was okay to air other people's dirty laundry. But when theirs came out, oh, now they want to run and hide. Yep, insane. I just watched. Exactly, Charlotte. Me too. I just sit back and watch. But you ain't getting a dime. I think at first I sent that person that I am specifically talking about, I think I sent that person $10 one time. And when I continued to watch that person and I learned the way they ran their crap, I said, oh, no, nah. I'll come here for the info, but that's about all I got. It's wild, Sean. I know exactly what you're talking about. Girl, listen. Right? Like I just, that's not what I'm here for. I feel like my purpose is bigger than the mighty dollar. Look, my bills are paid. I'm not doing this for the cookie jar, for the vacation fund. I'm not doing this to pay my car note. I own my car. It's in the driveway. It ain't going nowhere and can't nobody do nothing to it. My bills are paid. My husband works 2 jobs. I have children that, boo-boo, can you cash at me? Or boo boo, I only have cash and I'm trying to pay this with my cash app. So can you cash app me this and come pick up this money? Because see, she got 3 of my babies. So I'm not going to take anything out of her pocket. So my point is, I have a village. I ain't rich, but I'm comfortable. As comfortable as God means me to be, and I wish the same thing for y'all. Exactly, Olivia. Exactly. And whatever reward I get from that, it ain't nothing. Can't nobody stand in that way of that. Nobody at all. So if y'all hear me say the names of CCs, go ahead. Y'all can say it. I don't mind. I don't mind. I love going over on Toot's channel. Toot has a network, right? She has a net. Like, I can't wait for my setup to look like hers. I can't, like, I don't know if I can, navigate like it. She's like on the on a starship. And she got all this. She got 2 mics, and yep, the big problem I had is that once they get off the subject, that's it, and then I'm gone. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all, boo. Okay, Olivia. Like, but too, she's got this desk set up, and I love her room, her office. I don't, whatever that den, the way she's got. I call it her YouTube den, right? And she's just got this whole setup thing going on. I love it. I don't know if I'm gonna go that deep into it. One desktop is cool with me. I think that's cool. And I'm only doing the desktop so that I can share material if I ever do. Because I don't mind doing my own research. Now, if other people do some research and send it to me, you getting your props, I'm giving you your acknowledgement, and we're gonna move on for it, right? We're gonna move on with it, on it. I don't know if I'll ever post pictures and play other material. She be in there chilling. Yes, she do. In her playlist, I know I said it the other day, but I'm going to say it again. Listen, I believe her when she said, you know how many babies been made off my playlist? I believe it. And if it wasn't babies being made, they were partying their ass off. What? Absolutely. And again, that's how I met Parker. That's how I met Parker. I heard the music. Getting in my car, it immediately connected with the Bluetooth, and there was Frankie Beverly and Maze. And I'm like, wait, I turned on music, but I look at the screen, and this big juicy chocolate chick sitting there with the moo in the bonnet. I'm like, oh, okay. Toot has a nice setup. That's how her and her content manager met. She gifted Toot. They have been like sisters ever since. God bless her. God bless her. I don't think I'm going to quite do that because I'd have to rearrange my house in order to have that kind of setup. I think I'm just going to have a little corner of my dining room table, and that's probably going to be it for me. Because, see, I've got a little princess that as soon as she can, she going to be knocking on the door, nah. And we going to be out. Okay? My baby going to become part of my content. Like she just is. Today with Lily. Okay? Look, and I hope she make you laugh because I'm going to adore it. Right? So I don't think that I'm always going to be inside. I got a lot of life to live and I want to share it with y'all. And I want y'all to share it with us. But I ain't doing this for the summer vacation fund. I'm not doing this to pay my light bill. I ain't doing it to get rich. To buy me a summer winter house in Florida. We have a timeshare in Florida, in Orlando, on International Drive in Sunset. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So over here, y'all, and like I was saying, when you go somewhere else and y'all see something that makes y'all uncomfortable, it's okay to say something like, why y'all doing that? Why are y'all doing that? Like, that's Miss Parker's channel. She could do that if she want to. You can't tell Mocha how to do that. I bet you won't tell Tu how to do that. So what make you think you can tell Maya to stop doing that? Or tell Gigi she shouldn't be doing that? You damn sure ain't coming over here telling Miss Sean B to do a damn thing. Besides, have a good goddamn day. And come back tomorrow. I don't know what happened that's got people thinking that it's okay for them to do that. But somebody need to tell them they got life messed up. They got life messed up. But if that's the platform on which you build your channel, hey, it's some out here that love all that messy mess. Absolutely. Lindane, Florida. Hello, everyone. You remind me of Auntie PMO, educated black woman speaking. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And what I don't know, I'll say, listen, do anybody know about, let's talk about it. Teach me. Please teach me. My daughter will tell you I told them the dumbest question is the one never asked. Oh, that, you know what, Ebony? Yo, these words start to run into one another. And it is indeed Linda in Florida. Thank you, baby. Thank you. These words start to run into one another. It's crazy. So if that's how they build their crap, and if you know it to be crap, and if that's what you enjoy, or if that's just what you're in the mood for at the moment, be human, I get it. Be human, I get it, but we ain't arguing over here. I'm okay with a good, healthy debate. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? I'm good with a great, healthy debate. Was Tanea, was she being fast? Or did someone threaten her? And if she was being fast, then, but no, I think she was being threatened because I'm good with that. I'm good with that. And with all that, we're going to be friends. We're going to become sisters. Friendships are going to form. I just want to be an encouragement. That young lady I talked to last night, I hope by the time we hung up, she was encouraged to become the influencer that she actually wants to be. I gave her tips. I hope she heard me. I meant everything that I said to her. And if you're listening, boo, I meant everything that I said to you. Don't put your life on hold while someone else's is flourishing and you're feeling like sometimes you're getting stepped on. That's not fair. And it ain't right. Being a friend don't mean that because your friend is having a bad day, they get to crush you. Fuck no, I dare say. Hell no. Not while I'm being a genuine friend of you. You're not going to treat me any kind of way. And it ain't going to be but so many times you can apologize to me. Because a true friend will do anything before they hurt their friends. Especially ones they call sisters. I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from. I really do. I mean well. I'm coming from the heart. We all deserve better. Whatever it is that you are out there seeking, I hope you find it. But when you find it, I hope that you're in a place that you can enjoy it. Y'all, I have this tickle in the back of my throat. And I'm trying to scratch it. I believe 4 years ago, I believe I caught some of that CV. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because YouTube won't let us say that. Even though it happened all over the world. And I believe that this is the residuals of it. We do. And well said. Thank you, baby. So y'all, it's beautiful outside. The skies are blue. Y'all want to see the outside of my house? Y'all want to see my neighborhood? If y'all don't, I'm cool. That is cool with me. But if you do, we could take a walk outside. Because I'm about to go get some fresh air anyway. You want to see Ebony? I love you, boo. That's my girl. Okay. All right. Let's go outside. Okay. How do I turn this thing around? There it is. Okay. Okay. We're going to go around back first. Oh, my fire pit done fell over. That's because all that snow melted. So this is the back of the house. This is normally where I set up when I have parties and stuff. Because in the summertime, this row of bushes is full. That whole row is full. And you can't see back here when it's full and it's green and all of that. So all back here would be covered and private. And it's my son's basketball goal. But this is all my yard. This is one side. That's the other side. Okay, yeah, that's the other side. So I'm gonna walk down my walkway so that y'all can see all my damn yard. All of that. See the big grandfather tree? Is that it? Yeah. All this is my yard. Come on, grass. I ain't walking all the way around there. All this is my yard. Until you see that house right there. And remember when I was telling y'all the other day that the kids would play out here and there was no separation? That's what I meant. That's how close our house is. It's how close our house is, and that's the side of my house. That side right there is where the fireplace is. Used to be the front door. Can y'all see? I don't know if y'all can. Okay, that's the tree. Yep, there it is. The fireplace is right there. So that used to be where the front door was originally, not when we got the house. Then we come around. Y'all see this big, massive. My son talking about, Mom, we should decorate that one year for Christmas. Yeah, okay, nice try. Nice try. Now the HOA over here, we can't put anything on our porch until April. Although I never abide by that. As soon as my flowers start budding, I plant flowers. I mean, I put out my porch stuff, and I got my shutters up right now so that no snow gets on them. Y'all see my turtles I made? I made those turtles with resin and epoxy. See, all the snow has melted, so now I've got to get all these lights that's broken, because normally I have lights all up and down my walkway, and the snow has just broken them and covered them and all that kind of stuff. But this is my neighborhood, y'all. Y'all hear how silent it is? How peaceful it is? Now wait till the trees start to bloom, and it's utterly beautiful out here. Utterly beautiful. Yeah, that's one side of the house. That's the other side. And that's outside my house, y'all. That's it. That's it. So like I said, I'm not rich, but I'm comfortable. I am comfortable. Mm-hmm. You're like, let us see the rest of the house. Let us see the rest of the house. Everything that I've made. It's a little buffet kitchen. Downstairs bathroom. Now, this is my bathroom. I don't like it when my husband and my son use this bathroom because it's mine. I decorated it for a woman. They come in here, they leave the toilet seat up, all of that. Yes, it's dark, it's cozy. You know, I like my bathroom. I do. This vase right here was a Christmas gift from Boo Boo. Part of my Christmas gift. To me, it just looks royal. It does. It looks like it should sit beside the queen while she's on her throne. Down there is the basement. That's the basement. We ain't going down there. That's the back door. And out this window is the side where I told y'all where I had the parties. All right. So that's it, my babies. This is just downstairs. That's a mirror collage that I made. Those over there I made. These on the wall, I made those. I made this. I did that vase. Y'all already seen that. All that stuff in there I've made. That's upstairs. And this is my living room. And this is where I work at when I am doing crafts. And here's supplies here. See, I'm always doing crafts, always. Glue sticks, glue gun, all that. Paint. It supplies here. It supplies down there. It supplies back there. I'm working on something right now. I'm going to turn that lamp into one that I saw inspired by Kirkland's. Supplies back there. Listen, let me show y'all something. Y'all think I'm crazy, but I'm not. Watch this. That's all supplies. That's all crafting supplies. All of it is crafting supplies. Just stacked up in there. And that closet over there too. Like I really do this, y'all. I really do. But it's just a hobby to me. That's all. It's just a hobby. Nothing spectacular. Oh. So, I hope everybody enjoyed what they saw. Like I said, I'm not rich, but I'm comfortable. And I do, Olivia. I just keep myself busy. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so since you're a crafter, can you merch? What you mean, CW? Merch be vases. What that mean? I don't know what that means. Merch be vases. You mean, can I do stuff with vases? Like you talking about me starting a merchandise? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be so... I'll take orders, personal orders. I can do that. Thank you, baby. It's a lot of work. McBride, oh my God, it's a lot. In the summertime, selling merch, like, nah, I don't want to do that. CW, I don't want to do that. That's going to take up way too much of my time. Can you make me 3 of those turtles and ship them to me? Yes, I can, Pandora. Absolutely, I can. I have the molds for them and everything. I do take orders, Charlotte. I do. I take orders, personal. Because, see, my thing is, like my stuff, I would like for people to have stuff that nobody else has. I'll go to Hobby Lobby. Let me show y'all something right quick. Y'all see this vase right here? This vase was clear glass. I personalized it myself. I put this texture on there. I did that myself. This painting in here, I did that to kind of like antique it just a little bit, and I'm not finished. Because you have to let the paint dry. You got to let it cure before you can do other stuff to it. So this was a clear piece of glass. Soft, smooth piece of glass. The outside was as smooth as this is. I added this because I wanted it to have some texture to it. I don't know if y'all can see it. There it is. You see what I'm saying? I don't know why it's showing up blue, but it's black. And so I'll buy things like this right here. Clearly, the color of my decor is black and gold. I'll buy things, and then there's just a splash of other colors like green. So I'll put green in there. But I'll buy things, and then I'll take it home, and I'll make it my own. So when it comes to other people, I want them to have some stuff, thank you, baby, that are original. I want them to have stuff that no, they're not gonna, nobody else is gonna walk in their house and be like, oh girl, I got one of those. Where you get yours from? They would be lying. Good morning, Patrice. Good morning, love. They would be lying, and you know that they're lying because you know where you got it from. Okay, Pandora, I got you, baby. You got my email? Just hit me up and we'll discuss it. If you're serious, email me your phone number and we'll go from there. Okay? Um, but yeah, but as far as merch is concerned, I don't want to be that bogged down with it. You know what I mean? I've got a granddaughter to spoil, and I've got a 14-year-old that it will become a junior in high school in September, and that's going to require, more of my attention. He's going to, in September, start searching colleges and all that kind of stuff. So, but individually, absolutely, because clearly I do crafts anyway. You know what I mean? Like that's just when I'm listening to other people's channels. That's what I'm sitting here doing. I really am. I'm sitting here doing a craft. hmm Sometimes I'll do stuff. I won't like it. I'll change the whole dang thing. Like I was doing this home sign for my daughter and making it into a hanging where they could put their house keys. Why did I choose home? Because everybody's thing says keys. I wanted hers to be different. You know what I mean? So I'm literally sitting here painting, um, changing something, screwing something, I don't know, mixing something. I work with epoxy, resin, I do plaster, I do all that. Now, how do I get your email? I just put it in the chat, baby. There it is in the chat, boo. There's my email. Mm. There she go. She said, "Yep." Laugh out loud. Yeah, I do. I like being different. I love. I just don't like my stuff looking like everybody else's. I want someone when they come to my home to feel like they're in a different place. And when I go to their home, I don't feel like I'm still at home. If that makes sense to y'all. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You know? So email me. We can discuss stuff. We can throw some stuff up in the air. Y'all can email me your phone number if you just want to talk on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I do it because I like it. I like to see the oohs and the eyes of the person whose stuff I created for them. Um, there's a there's a female in Atlanta who I met under the strangest circumstances, very unfortunate circumstances. But she and I became friends. And everything on her wall, throughout her house, I did. She is thus far my best customer. And she's all the way in Atlanta. She's a glitter what blingy type of chick. Single mom, one little girl, and she loves bling. And I like working with it. Mirrors, glass, all that. her whole house, well, all of her walls, even her baby's room, is decorated by me. So y'all think about it. You know, we can do crafts on live. I'm even with that. We can talk about it one week. We can agree on what we're gonna work on. I'll give you guys time or chance to go get the supplies, and we can do it on live. That can be the content that day. I'm totally with that. If someone is doing something like some home improvements and you need some advice, hit me up. I'm your girl. I'm your girl. Oh, that sounds nice and relaxing. It is, Patrice. It really is. It really is. I like to work with wood. I refinished furniture. I did all my end tables. This table that I work on, it just became my workbench because I'm more comfortable to sit on the couch unless it's something really big I'm working on. But I strip furniture, stain, seal, paint. There's this joke that I have that I tell people, my toys, my toys vibrate, but they don't go down there. They're tools. I'm just saying. I have plenty of tools. I have plenty of toys, but they're all tools. My husband does not own a screwdriver. They're mine. The drills, the everything, the vice, everything, every tool in this house. My husband don't even pick up a hammer, y'all. He's strictly a pencil pusher. He really is. I fix everything in the house, and if I can't fix it, I'll outsource it. Like the window in the upstairs bathroom was broken. Sent the window out, got it fixed. Who put it back in? I did. I like to work with my hands. It's peaceful to me. And if I don't like it the first time, I'll undo it and redo it. It's peaceful to me. Yeah. I love shopping. Love it. No, seriously though, Ebony. Boo Boo, tell them. If I'm lying, Boo Boo, you correct me. It's the truth. All the tools belong to me. And they all my toys. It's the truth. Ebony, you know what I mean. Y'all know we have to have some comedic relief in here. But yeah, we can get it going, y'all. Whenever y'all want to. Whenever y'all want to. We'll talk about it. We'll do it well in advance. We'll make sure that everybody wants to participate. Like we could start off with something really small. You know what I'm saying? Something really small, for those that have never done it before. Thank you, Will. Thank you. She said, Sean, you have such a way with words. Thank you. But yeah, we could start out with something small. You got to get your feet wet. I've been doing crafting for a few years now, and my skills have definitely improved. I was not perfect in the end. I look at some of the stuff that I did years ago, and I'd be like, girl, bye. Like that looked like you just got it from the yard sale. Dead ass. I was looking at my liquor cabinet the other day and the light was hitting it just so, and I see all the stain running and it dried just like that. I'm like, girl, that's your work? But that was years ago. That was years ago, y'all. Years ago. And I just never noticed it because my plants cover up certain stuff, so you just don't see the imperfections and things like that. But yes, my skills have improved. And there are some of you guys that have never held a drill before. You first turn it on and that shit get to vibrating in your hand and you drop that Mickey Ficky, you like, oh shit. Yeah. But you gotta take your first step. And we could do that. We could do that. It's no problem. We can make something just really small. Like one of the first things that I made was a box to sit in the center of your coffee table that you put all your remote controls and shit in. Yeah, that was one of the first things I did. If you want to work with wood, we could do something as small as going to the dollar store and getting wood and turning it into a cutting board, turning it into a stand that you can put your tablet, your phone, or a cookbook on top of. Yeah, stuff is really simple. I can show you things that I've learned on YouTube, like tricks with curtains and things like that. It's a lot of stuff that people just don't have time to have looked into, learned about, and you'd be like, oh, that's neat. I'm doing that. I've done it. Been there, done it. Y'all, a lot of the plants in my house are fake. I ain't scared to tell it. Y'all see how dark my house is? I don't have the great sunlight from our old house. I mean, my plants set up on that sun porch and they were just in heaven. Had plants everywhere. Beautiful. Moved here and they like, yeah, miss, what's going on? Can you turn the light on, please? Can we get some UV about here? No. That big ass pine tree blocks a lot of sun. It just does. When that grandfather tree that's on the other side of my house, when that joint blooms, I'm a Gemini and Cancer, babe. I'm a Gemini and Cancer, Shantae. Mm-hmm. When that joint blooms, it is so full, it is so large that it covers the sunlight. So I have real plants where they can be. But in between where I wanted a plant, but there's no sun, I go to Hobby Lobby. They know me in there. They know me. Hey, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a few days. I know, my daughter just had a baby. I've been busy being in love. And they look at my car. Oh, you about to go home and get bit? Uh-huh. Christmas time is my favorite time of the year for decorating. A lot of my decorations I made myself. One year I made a whole Christmas tree out of Dollar Tree products. It's all over YouTube. But my point, like, I didn't discover that. I'm not the gatekeeper of that. It's all over YouTube. My point is, I actually looked, thought, bought, and did it. And it can be done. You can make a 10-foot tree if that's what you want, without paying $300-400 for it. That's ridiculous. So, it's noon, guys. I'm going to let you go so you can go outside and enjoy your day or take your afternoon nap, have your lunch. Y'all know I haven't eaten yet. I made lasagna for dinner yesterday. No, boo-boo, don't come looking to feed your little greedy self. No, I'm just playing. I'm a Cancer and we have so much in common. Plants, crafting, decorating. Well, Shantae, let's get busy, boo. Let's get busy, baby. CW, do you remember when I was over on Mocha Channel last year and I was saying that my daughter was pregnant and Mocha was talking about her niece having a baby and tell Boo Boo to sit down somewhere because she had just been rushed to the hospital? You remember that, CW? Well, my baby is here. God saw to it that my daughter see through it. He strengthened her womb, sat her butt down somewhere, and my baby Lily is here in all her red bone glory. Her daddy yellow, her mama yellow, and so is she. And I love every inch of her. When her mother is on Messenger and we're talking, because I do not have an iPhone. I don't play them kind of expensive games. Damn it, I do crafting myself so that I don't have to make Lords and Tailors and shit rich, because that's where I saw it, Macy's, whatever. You know what I mean? Saks and shit. No, I'm not Kirkland's and all that. I ain't making them rich. I can do that. Right? So I just got a regular Android. And so we do Messenger. And when that baby is in my daughter's arms and I go to talking to her, bling, them eyes open right up. And she go looking around and she get all cross-eyed because she brand new. She's brand new. I think she's just now going on 3 weeks old. So thank you, Olivia. And so yeah, I can't wait. I have so many plans in my head for her bedroom. I can't wait. Oh God, I can't wait. Yes. And that's what I say. I say G-Ma. That is exactly what I say. And they call me Nana. Yes. I do. I love being a G-Ma. I do. They just know I don't play. You know, one of my grandsons love coming over here. And my other grandson, he like coming over here. But he'll be all right when it's time to get in the car and go home. Because Nana I'm a little firm. They know that I love them. And that same grandson who don't, he be kind of like, what kind of mood is Nana in today? Am I going to be able to get away with some stuff? You know what I'm saying? But let him fall down. One day he fell down and he hit his mouth on the cement. And his mother went to check on him and he moved away from her and said, no, I want Nana to look at it. That speaks volumes to me. But they play on my daughter as much as they can. And they know I'm going to kick their butt if they continue. But yeah, y'all. Yeah. So whenever y'all want to talk about it, yes, y'all could check back in later. I'm going to go live again probably around 5 when we meeting back up here. About 5 o'clock. I'll have it posted. Okay. You guys, hit me with the likes if y'all are okay with 5. If not, hit me in the comments like, can we make it this time? Or just let me know when you'll be able to check in or meet up with us. Okay? But I'm about to get in this kitchen, pull this lasagna out, chop it up, warm it up, and I'm about to enjoy it with this garlic bread. Because I didn't eat any yesterday. I can't eat stuff like that the first day I make it. I got to let it gel and let the seasonings and stuff get to play together and sit down somewhere. Yes. Turn y'all notifications on and I will definitely... Ebony, I'm about to call you. You can stop playing with me. You know doggone well we about to talk because we ain't get to talk last night and I ain't playing them games because I need to check on you. But y'all enjoy your day, babies. I love you all. I appreciate you even more. Okay, and appreciation goes so far. Because some people can love you and they don't like nothing about you. They don't respect nothing about you. Y'all remember that. I love you and I appreciate you all. I'll see y'all later, all right? Deuces!